Halito, everyone. I just called my cousin Zoe. I'm waiting on him to come. I forgot to put his name in the thumbnail, but this is my cousin Zoe. Want to do a build on the World's Fair. Halito, Wallace Kerr, Halito, Laney, Hayes is, Hey, Stephen Simpson, Mother of Dragon, Halito Sid, Halito Renee Leona, Halito Black Wild Indian, Latrina, DJ Zippy, Willie Lily, and Obsidian, I realized Shamel, Karina, X8, Day Heffy, Tony Farrell, Halito, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to play some music and let the chat build. I've been around these regular ass YouTube streets listening to niggas debate people about their goddamn inheritance because niggas get mad because you don't want to be African. You can't make this dumb ass shit up, y'all. Halito OG Green Machine, Keith Tolliver, King Ty, Brandon Rogers, T Malika Zuri, Halito, y'all. I'm gonna play some music. Come on in, everybody.
Yeah, rhyme so dope, my eyes low. When you move like God, the time slow. I came for the blacks and shine those, crack open the land pads, let go with the townhomes. What's the native to a native? Eat $5 dough if he not melanated. Pale faces got you waiting on a savior. Sending prayers up, he texting back on vacation. Yeah, children, give all your praise to Jesus, but how God feeling? He said no one before him in divine image. It's you and God are Christians. I got a vision, but niggas ain't got a listen, so they don't. We came from the soil, wasn't fucking with no ghosts. Bible took our spirit, English taught it on our homes. Tribal families turn on us, don't act like y'all don't know. But fuck them and they grudges. We was something turning nothing. And now we nothing's turning to something. Reincarnation of ancients, fresh up out the oven. This the message to the black man. 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 Shooters on my roof, lawyers in the coop. Can never die, bitch, we bulletproof. This the message to the black man. This the message to the black man. You wasn't slaves, you was prisoners of war. If stop wasting your time, these other bitches ain't important. You ain't meditating, you ain't mating with the sauce. Like what the fuck's a noodle if you ain't painted with the sauce? I find it hard to trust the pastor who rather side with the master who preaching we should submit while getting murdered and captured. About how we should wait on God is never our vernacular. They get paid and praised by the dollar long as they keeping us stagnant. And niggas think they woke, huh? Like you can change the whole world to a vote, huh? Like slave masters willing to let their slave go, huh? That slave master was probably your kinfolk, huh? History in reverse, a black king strategy. When blacks were your majesty, they always hide pyramids but point to where the castles be. Aristocracies with your last name patent accurately. Yeah. And I ain't even tell half the shit. I ain't even tell a quarter of the shit. I'm just getting started. Y'all niggas rap about busting guns and all this weird shit. I'm trying to get my people back, nigga.
Hold on, y'all. Let me go over here and Alito, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to play come on in. I'm gonna play Chief Callie Nim Janie. Her event is coming up in October. So if anybody in the Atlanta area, you can come out and support our indigenous brothers on giving the history through their music. They're giving out the history. Peace, love, and light to everybody that's coming in. My cousin Zoe will be here in a minute. He just texted me back. Let me do a little shout out before I play this commercial. I think I said okay, let me see it. Halito, Tony Furlow, Baliso, I don't want to mess your name up, but Halito, Ghetto Child, Lamar Chata Apache. Let me see who else. Tori Jemiah. Who else? Keith Tolliver, Stay Woke, Halito, sis, Halito Frida. Who else? Who else is in here? I haven't spoke to. Smokestill, Halito, my brother. Halito Ashley, Halito sis. Who else? I haven't KG1. Halito sis, Halito Tulu. How you doing? Sharon Walker, Halito sis. William Robinson and Grateful. Okay, I'm gonna run over and play this video, y'all, real quick for my brother's name event is coming up. So if y'all out in Atlanta, Georgia, this
video. Hey, check this out, man. It's your boy Chief Kelly checking in, man. With ICL, man. It's going down, man. October 8th, doors opening at 7 p.m. It's the Aboriginal Nations Unity Fest, man. I will be in the building performing live with my brothers, Ja Bricks, Threads 3000, Trey Ali, and Shotty Out. Yeah, we gonna definitely be up in there. We got workshops, vendors. Man, it's going down, man. You feel what I'm saying? We gonna be doing it live and direct, man. Nothing but positivity. Definitely a red feather event. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. It's definitely going down, man. Performing live, man. We gonna set that thing off, man. October 8th, man. Doors opening at 7 p.m., man. Hey, hit Eventbrite, man. Make sure you get your tickets and be there, man. Yeah. Chief Kelly checking in.
Eventbrite will be definitely Eventbrite will be the person. Hold
on. Tribe216.com, man. Let's go to the shop. Let's go to the shop.
Yes, definitely. If you're in that area, please go try to, at least attend it if you can. I don't know your pockets, but yes, if you're in that area, it would be nice because we're all about building and getting our people together. And that's what it's all about. Exactly what it's really, really all about. So, yeah. Hold on, y'all. Waiting on my... Hold on, yeah. My computer moving real slow right now. Now I had that up and I don't get it. Let's go back to the music, y'all. And he's having, Chief Callie's also, y'all, he's having an event for the Mounds trip. The first weekend of September, they're having kickball event. They're doing a whole lot of different stuff, but it's really, to get our children out so we can educate the children on who they are. So that is very, very important at this time because as we see, we still got a lot of niggas right along with this motherfucking eugenic society pushing the out of Africa theory on our people. There's a lot of people pushing this bullshit on our people. So, yes.
The moment you realize it's people that you love that you're going to have to leave behind.
Take him some.
Look. We at war. Everybody can't go though. Some of us have been high. Everybody can't go though. Some of y'all might leave family behind. Everybody can't go though. Could have completed, but you get deleted. Some people are defeated, so you can delete it. And knowledge is medicine, knowing you need it. If everyone go, I'ma know that you treated. You think I'm conceited, I'm feeling completed. Life is a game and I'm planning to beat it. Life is a game and I'm planning to beat it.
On the right to the music.
Everybody can't go, no beat it. You was ascending and starting to win. No pretend, actually win. Low vibration, box you win. Who keep letting them toxins in? All my people are toxin us. Everyone on our toxin land. Acting like cosmology. I am the source, I go within. I can't go unless I go to win. Really a God supposed to win. Anyone that's trying to get with me, just start doing the most you in. Trying to turn up, it goes to 10. Blood type O, you almost in. Been knocking, we all go in. G, I'm a rule, we all go in. Bring the water, but came make you drink. No, I'm not here to just make you think. If anything, I'm here to just make you fight. It's all ours, just make it right. Everybody ain't with it. Let me tell you, I don't like reading. Freedom ain't for you, broke, I get it. Let me tell you, don't like breathing. Can't even wake you up, you sleeping. Niggas are sleeping, scalping season. Some of y'all sleep through all the treason. Government beefing, now you vegan. Need autonomy, really don't need them. Now we rise, this house is freedom. Really gonna hurt my heart to leave them. Really gonna hurt my heart to leave them. This is simulation or a cycle. They be hating on you for survival. That's why I don't mess with the Bible. Ain't nobody trying to go viral. We original, we hold the title. A lot of work to do, how you idle. Ain't no false idols in their Bible. We ancient for ancient in Ohio. Say what you want and do what you do. But I'm starting to get, I don't know about you. Gotta go within, came on YouTube. If you think you know, you ain't got no clue. Say what you want and do what you do. But I'm starting to get it, I don't know if you do. Gotta go within, can't go on YouTube. You think you know, you ain't got no clue. War, we at war. Everybody can't go down. Some of us vibing high. Everybody can't go down. Some of y'all might leave family behind. Everybody can't go down. Could have competed, but you get deleted. Some people are feeded, so you feel deleted. And knowledge is medicine. Know when you need it. If everyone go, I'ma know that you cheated. You think I'm conceited, I'm feeling completed. Life is a game and I'm feeling to beat it. Life is a game and I'm feeling to beat it. Everybody can't go, no beat it.
Chaos, PD, Helito, Dr. What is it? Cobb's music. Hold on, y'all. Let me play one more song. I'm waiting on my cousin Zoe. So, this is what we're doing, y'all. Don't own no rights to this music. Don't own no rights to the music that I play. None.
Said I'm a uptown engine with a flag swinging. You hear us coming up the street, tambourines ringing. You see the cameras flashing on us at the hideaway, and we ain't walking in a quarter on no holiday. I'm out here walking with a rifle out the Civil War. Uptown, I can give a B-word seminar. Uptown, glove shining like the king of pop. Uptown, planet like Pippi Longstocking. Uptown, yeah, I saw an apron and just getting served. Trying to beat me with no feathers and just getting curved. Somebody fired a shot and people scrambling. The flag was still there like the anthem. The chief say so, we go kill him. My suits be on tour and I ain't in them. My suit be under contract at museum. National Geographic in my DM. Drone camera caught me at the street light. Hybrid coming on my peace pipe. Walked in the park, they acting scary. Yes, out here running like she carried. Cause I'm a uptown engine with a flag swinging. You hear us coming up the street, tambourines ringing. You see them cameras flashing on us at the hideaway, and we ain't walking in a quarter on no holiday. Cause I'm a uptown engine with a flag swinging. You hear us coming up the street, tambourines ringing. You see them cameras flashing on us at the hideaway, and we ain't walking in a quarter on no holiday. Cause on Mardi Gras morning ain't no holding him. Uptown, take over New Orleans like a player. Uptown, engines holding guns everywhere. Uptown, guns got drums like Congo Square. They had gang flags say he about to stop. Yep. I'm a New Orleans engine who won't pop me. Look like I'm gonna put an engine on the shirt. Let me find out that ain't your word. Every year my suit gotta be harder. Needles everywhere like this the Carter. Everything custom dapper damn. So I can't question if I got hands. Shows up night under the park light. Snatching engine flags, that's the star flight. Showing all year for their morning glory. They're playing like engines fighting for territory. Cause I'm a uptown engine with a flag swinging. You hear us coming up the street, tambourines ringing. You see them caps flashing on us at the hideaway, and we ain't walking in a quarter on no holiday. Cause I'm a uptown engine with a flag swinging. You hear us coming up the street, tambourines ringing. You see them cameras flashing on us at the hideaway, and we ain't walking in a quarter on no holiday. Cause I'm a uptown engine with a flag swinging. You hear us coming up the street, tambourines ringing. You see them cameras flashing on us us at the hideaway. And we ain't walking in a quarter or no holiday. Cause I'm a uptown engine with a flag swinging. You hear us coming up the street, tambourines ringing. You see them cameras flashing on us at the hideaway. And we ain't walking in a quarter or no holiday. Holiday walking uptown on a holiday. Yeah, we walking downtown on a holiday. We walking in the quarter on a holiday.
Okay, while I'm waiting on my cousin Zoe, I don't even think he came in here. I want to address something, y'all. I have literally in my life just listened to the fuck shit that goes down on fucking YouTube. Motherfuckers debating motherfuckers about who's on their goddamn tree. I don't care who's on your goddamn tree. If your tree don't ties back to me, nigga, my bloodline ain't enough for fucking debate. It ain't enough for debate. What is wrong with niggas? Niggas want you to spit in a goddamn tube and talk about it's gonna take you back to your motherfucking ancestors in Africa. Only thing is that, oh, you trace back to the Igbo tribe. You can't make this dumbass shit up no more, y'all. Don't let these niggas tell you who the fuck you is and the fuck you ain't. Because if a nigga want to be African that goddamn bad at this point, nigga, it's time for you to get the gun. It's time for you to pack your shit up and get the fuck on. I don't do that on disrespectful shit. You gonna tell me that my motherfucking grandmama don't know what the fuck she's talking about? Because, bitch, in real time, if you was standing in my motherfucking face, I've been to fucked you all the way up. I would have peeled your head from the front to the back, bitch. Because that way, let you know, don't ever disrespect my motherfucking grandmama. Because in real time, y'all know ain't no nigga running around here disrespecting nobody's grandmama. This is let you know the shit is cool only on fucking YouTube. Because in real time, a nigga would not be sitting around telling you that your grandmama is a liar. You can't make this up, man. That's motherfucking respectful. And niggas is really allowing this shit. I wish a motherfucker would. Bitch, you got like confused. Really got like confused around this bitch. Y'all niggas allow too much motherfucker. Y'all wonder why we ain't came up out of the shit that we in. Because niggas. That's the reason why we in the predicament we in. Niggas. Y'all hate the minute. The niggas is really why we got them fucked up in the state of confusion. Niggas been selling out since the beginning of the time, y'all. It's always some more jealous and envy ass nigga. A nigga want to tell you because you doing your genealogy, that ain't legit. Spit in a tube is legit. Bitch, what the fuck I would spit in a motherfucking tube to get to a motherfucking German to come and tell me some bullshit. Halito, Big Dog Philly, and DB PA. Have I missed anybody? Unique Rector. Let me see. You can't make this up. I mean, niggas been online all DD, Turquoise Skies, Halito, all y'all that's coming in. I went on my cousin Zoe to come in, and he should be on his way. But yeah, you can't make this dumbass shit up, man. Niggas are so motherfucking. I even done had these goddamn fucking. I don't know where you Israelites coming from, but stay the fuck up off my goddamn post. I don't give a fuck about your Jesus. I'm gonna clear this right out. So if niggas think imps believe in Jesus, no the fuck me down. Do I believe that that's a greater the Most High? I do. But I don't believe in no Caucasian motherfucker with blue eyes with a goddamn dress on with some motherfucking thin ass flip-flops. That nigga, that drag queen, ain't no different than that motherfucker, that drag queen that we got standing up in the harbor and motherfucking what is that at that Rhode Island, whatever the fuck the bitch is standing at. Cause that is a drag queen too. This been their whole agenda from day motherfucking one, because y'all thought that was a lady, the Statue of Liberty. Y'all thought that bitch was a motherfucking lady. She's a drag queen. Yo, Jesus is a drag queen. All these niggas are giving you to represent you are fucking drag queens. So niggas, stay the fuck up out of here. I ain't got time to play with you motherfuckers. I will have you mad than a motherfucker at me. I ain't got time to play with y'all. Y'all can play that Bible thumping bullshit somewhere motherfucking else. I'm not going. Halito, cuz. Hey, Carrie, how you doing, cuz? I'm not playing. I'm not playing. I mean, I literally had another girl. I guess her last, she's a Hebrew Israelite. She said her uncle said he was a slave. Well, y'all need to be in court because if your uncle or somebody was just in slavery within this last 100 years, y'all need to be in court trying to get reparations from that bullshit. Don't come on here and tell me your uncle was a slave in the goddamn within this in the early 1900s or the late 1900s, because something's really, really wrong with this. When slavery ended back in 1850, was it 1865? 1855 was one of them. Goddamn it, there's so much shit I done looked up. It was one of them. But if your uncle was anybody in your family, y'all was slaves after that, y'all need to be trying to go get some goddamn reparations. Because if you thought that was a cute thing to come over here and tell me like, oh my God, girl, bye. Nobody want to hear that dumb ass shit. Because if he was still a slave on some other plantation back in the goddamn it, the 1970s, 60s, and they need to be slaves. Because why the fuck y'all ain't rose up and beat this motherfucker's ass? Why the fuck y'all ain't drug his ass down the goddamn road? You mean to tell me there ain't been no goddamn TVs or nothing to tell y'all niggas that y'all been free? Is that what you trying to tell me? Since you decide to wash your ass over here and start typing on my goddamn video with that dumb ass shit. You mean to tell me ain't nobody told y'all riding down the road that y'all were free? With this dumb ass shit. I said, so well, how old is your uncle? She said, well, that was when I was like 4 or 5. Girl, that means if that was about, girl, that had, what, 4 or 5? You finna tell me you grown now and that was you 4 or 5, so that still would have been in the 1900s. Girl, y'all need to be seeking reparations, girl. Girl, get off my goddamn post with this dumb ass shit. You literally gonna come and put this shit on my video and I'm gonna be like, oh my God, what do we need? We need to help y'all? You mean to tell me he got away and came and told y'all that he was still on the plantation? Nigga, if you still clocking in on anybody's motherfucking time besides your own, slavery means employment. That's what the fuck it means, employment. Plantation means planter. So we're not gonna play this game with y'all lost ass niggas. I'm gonna need for y'all to quit looking at TV. I'm gonna need for y'all to quit listening to y'all motherfucking oppressors. Because y'all oppressors got y'all sitting on somewhere in the goddamn house talking about, oh, master, when will we ever stop picking your cotton, master? You've been having all my ancestors, master. That type of bullshit. Get the fuck out of here, man. I can't with y'all niggas. Y'all niggas are dying to be slaves at this goddamn point. You can't make this up, man. This link is from my cousin Zoe. You can't make this up, man. You can't. Niggas arguing with other niggas is doing their genealogy, finding out your bloodline, and niggas want to debate you and say, oh, nigga, that ain't your relative, nigga, you lying, nigga, that ain't, what the fuck? Oh, and if you find out that you kin to one of y'all famous, like any of the kings or queens and shit, nigga tell you lying. You can't make this shit up. Niggas ain't never done nothing in their life but pick motherfucking cotton around this motherfucker if you leave it to a nigga to tell you your history. Niggas ain't never mounted up to shit. Because if he's listening to History Channel and the motherfuckers running this corporation, y'all niggas ain't never been shit, ain't shit, and ain't gonna do shit. But clearly you can see that they have painted your people has been going through every motherfucking thing in the world and y'all ain't fought back. They literally made y'all bitches and hoes. Y'all don't want to fight. All they got to do is say, no, they whooped your ass from sun up to sundown because you didn't pick enough motherfucking cotton. Niggas don't want to fight. Niggas are scared of the motherfucking Caucasian pale-skinned man. He's scared. Scared master gonna pull out his whip and beat his motherfucking ass. You can't make this shit up. Niggas have really, I mean, y'all mindset is so warped into slavery, and motherfuckers done beat your ancestors and they still whooping y'all asses today. That's cognitive dissonance. You can't make this shit up.
Fact.
Y'all into submission with words. They didn't put their hand on it, beat you into submission with words. And they were doing the hangings and shit in the motherfucking 50s and 60s. They was hanging motherfucking land on us. They was trying to get their land, so they was hanging the land on us. They weren't running around here just hanging people all willy-nilly. They was hanging people that own land. So they figure if they get the head of the house, then they got the rest of you niggas. The rest of you niggas gonna break and run. And niggas been running for a long time. They done ran so much, they done ran over to the Germans to save their ass now. They literally running and spitting in a bottle for the Germans to goddamn and get them a place to go in Africa. Oh yeah, you kin to the Igbos. I ain't gonna tell you which Igbo. That's your journey. I'm just gonna point you in the direction where the niggas is, and I'm just gonna let you figure out which one of these niggas over there some kin to you. I can't with y'all niggas no more. Hey, cuz, how you doing, cuz? I can't. The shit's crazy. It's real crazy at this point. It's real crazy.
Yo, what's poppin'? You know what I'm saying? We going live right now with the original Copper Empress Hoper. And you got your boys old hustles in the building. You know what I'm saying? We gonna tear this motherfucker up today. Y'all ready to get started? You know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
All right. Hold on. Halito to everybody's coming in. If I missed y'all, Halito, Rebel L. This is. I ain't gonna mess up that last part. I swear, y'all. Hold on, Johnny. If I missed y'all, charge it to the head, not to the heart. I'm just disgusted with our whole everybody that's over here that's on this journey. I'm disgusted with everybody. I'm not gonna even lie to y'all. I'm disgusted because niggas are still allowing niggas get up on a platform and debate this out of Africa goddamn slave mentality to your people. Y'all don't understand how our people mindset is already fucked up. It's already fucked up because they have this, they're already in a depression where they don't understand how they lost everything. And I tell people all the time, you don't even have to go back that far, y'all. Once you do World War I, II, and the Vietnam War, you'll see where you lost your shit. You will see how they came in and conquered. They didn't conquer us like they conquered the bitches over in Africa. And matter of fact, to know this, my sister brought this up. Only people that they're really, really fighting is the niggas, us. They're not fighting nobody else in America. Who are they mainly goddamn and trying to make the world think we are the worst motherfuckers on the planet? The Negroes. And these are supposed to be the Negroes that your ass supposedly brought from out of Africa as slaves. You warring with us. You're not warring with the motherfucking natives. You're not warring with these Afghanistans, these Mexicans, or nothing. Only the motherfuckers that you claim that you brought up out of fucking Africa. You know why? Because he know the power that we hold when it comes to these land patents. He knows. That's why.
Facts, man.
That's why he's always trying to put out on the news that y'all these people that y'all out here killing and destroying. But God knows, ask them what have they done. You know, for some reason, niggas get goddamn in what they call it when you forget amnesia. That you goddamn was some motherfucker that was running around here goddamn killing up people and taking their identity.
Scalping.
Huh?
Scalping.
Yeah.
Where do you think the scalping come from? They hate that word, scalping these motherfuckers.
You know, for some reason, they forgot who they were. And then they done gave you their history. And you done took on his story. You can't make this up, man. They forgot that they've been going around from country to country, stealing people's identities, killing them. They've been doing all kind of fuck shit, but now you the worstest motherfucker on the planet. The so-called blacks and African Americans in America are the worst motherfuckers on the planet. You the worstest motherfucker, but everybody trying to come here where you at. You can't make this shit up at this point. But then you got niggas that believe in they Dr. Benz and all these fucking so-called scholar ass niggas in bed with these motherfucking in bed with eugenics society.
Hey, cuz, let me say this real quick to make this clear to people. To make this very clear, everybody even listening in the future, when you look at the word scholar, that's a high grade student. When you look at the word scholar, that's only a high grade student. That's all that is.
They said it's a teacher.
Right. No. Scholars, no. A teacher of knowledge is a professor. A scholar is a student of a professor.
Oh, okay.
So we got to know this, because when we looking at these scholars and these people be talking about, I listen to these scholars, and you got to remember, they're telling you they're listening to other students, not professors. They're listening to the students of a professor, just like the whole Moorish movement came from a professor to the scholars, which was the Alis and the Garveys and all of them. Those are the scholars of the professor.
I'm just sick. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of YouTube. I'm sick of these streets and YouTube. I'm sick of it all. Because at this point, it's done got redundant. We still argue with the same motherfuckers that want to be motherfucking Africans. Let them be Africans. Do your due diligence and find your own people. Do paperwork. And of course, you might find some shit you might not like to see. The fuck? Wrong with y'all? Everybody got some ancestors did fuck shit. Just because you heard things, the Indians wasn't doing this, the Indians wasn't doing that. Oh, the Indians was doing a whole lot of fuck shit too, y'all. We ain't finna play the game.
Hey, you know one thing, cuz? The Indians have a whole lot of ancient shit named after them for them to be so brand new. The Indians got a corn, the Indians got a rice, the Indians got a rubber, the Indians got a stance, the Indians got many things manufactured for it to be so new of a name. Mm-hmm. Didn't Buddha die in the Indian stance? Oh, that was over 500 years ago. Oh, my bad.
Do your genealogy, y'all. That's all I can say. Don't your bloodline is not up for debate. Fuck this fucking dramatic goddamn science that's always gonna place you on another landmass so they can walk to the bank with your motherfucking land, your heritage. It's all about your heritage. You're the heirs to the land. So it's gonna always be about you no matter what. Until these bitches get gone, it's gonna always be about you and nobody else on this goddamn planet. Because don't nobody else want to be nowhere else but here.
Or you.
That part.
Y-E-W. You. Y-E-W. You. The real you. Y-E-W.
Can't tell a nigga nothing, man.
Chemistry, biology, those two were created off of you. They created those to try to figure out this black matter situation. They even went to this hydrochlide machine that ain't gonna do nothing because they're just still trying to conjure and still trying to use these ritualistic type practices. But they're not speaking their own language to do it. They're using our language to do it. So it ain't gonna work for them.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, I literally heard a fucking Pan-African over here in another chair. He's just been hooping and hollering, mad because people know who the fuck they are. What is wrong? We even went through it this morning with a motherfucking clown.
Right. For real, man. This bill right here is gonna open a lot of eyes, everybody, because we've been, that programming tried to teach us that they've been here for a long time, and they only listen how it plays out. They predated them being here to make it seem like they had a stronghold that long. But let me remind everybody, you look up the wars until 1900, they wasn't in the wars. They wasn't a part of the wars. They never won a physical war against us. Wake up, people. They never won a physical war against the Aboriginal, autonomous, indigenous, Negro, American Indian, all of those names, titles, whatever you want to call it. The original people from here, they never beat. They can never beat us. We had guns. We had gunpowder. We created the Gatling gun. We created guns. We had gunpowder. That's why the Star Forts had cannons on them, because we had gunpowder.
Yep.
So we got to stop playing the game of thinking. That thinking and believing shit keeps our people tossed in a dryer.
Facts.
You
Okay.
ready to cut loose?
I see one you says bonus bill thousands of years of European councils. That's
No, that's a part 4. That's a part 4 extra. That's a bonus to part 4 on that construction shit.
okay. So we just need to go to video 1 with the orphan train.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the new. It says new on the ones that we're gonna be doing. So we're gonna go and do these short videos of the orphans, y'all. This is when the paleface got here. I was telling people for years, since the 1880s is when they started getting here. It was a couple here, and the first political person to get in power of paleface was a German Nazi that created the Native American movement. He also created the Know Nothings, and he was a part of the White Whig Party as well. So we're after him in 1868 is when he was sending for these people to come over here. So now we're finna witness the actual manifest and the documents on video of how they were maneuvered and moved around from 1880. So they wasn't here before then. So everybody, all the panheads, we keep talking about the white man, the white man. They didn't have no power until our dumbass started volunteering to their bullshit.
I got it pulled up, cuz.
Let's go.
In the 1800s, the railroads faced a problem. Farm labor shortages along their newly expanded westward lines threatened profitability. Not surprisingly, in 1853, they jumped at the chance to support a New York City minister's idea, an early version of foster care that would find homes for the city's
pause it real
orphans
quick.
on farms in the Midwest.
Okay, now I just mentioned, right, everybody, the guy that was the first paleface to get in political position in the 1850s, right? Now you see how she said that the politics had thought it was a good idea. So this guy that I'm talking about, we're going to do a build on him, and I'm not going to mention him until it's time to do the build, and y'all going to be blown back by this info. But this same paleface that was the first politic ever to get into American anything was in 1850, and he was the one that requested these orphans and a lot of other prison inmates and all of these people to be released from West Germany, which is so-called Europe, and was sent here. So now we're finna see and listen to them tell on themselves. Let's go.
They were told, your parents are not your parents. Your past is not your past. Your life begins when you are chosen. The orphan trains began because a Methodist minister in New York City named Charles Loring Brace looked around the streets of New York and saw that there were 30,000 children living on the streets. They were getting run over, dying of starvation and exposure.
30,000 living on the street. Y'all hear this, right?
What you say?
She said that this prime minister had found that it was 30,000 orphans living on the streets, right? Now, this is where it gets into detail. They decided to do something with these orphans, which is to sell them and put them to work. So she's mentioning them being on the streets of Europe, West Germany, and all of that. And they get shipped here, but then they're going to say there are 30,000 students, 30,000 orphans all across the streets of America in New York. Not real. Not ever.
What we think of as Dickensian London is really what it was like then for poor people. Immigrants were pouring in, the Industrial Revolution.
That's over Europe right there. Look at all that wood housing.
Machines. The Civil War was raging and creating vulnerable war widows. So there are many reasons that there were all these children on the streets. And Brace had this idea, it was sort of a glorified fresh air fund. He thought, if I can get children off the streets and send them to farms in the Midwest where labor is needed, maybe we can save their lives, and maybe we can clean up the streets of New York. He worked with the train companies to send children on trains to the Midwest, and the trains each held between 10 and 30 children. And over the course of the next 75 years, over 250,000 children were sent to the Midwest. There were two ways that people got children from the orphan trains. The Foundling Hospital, which got into the act a little bit later, put notices in newspapers around the Midwest, and people would write in and say, I'd like a blonde, curly-haired, blue-eyed, 7-year-old boy with a sweet disposition. And so they would look around and find that child and put him on a train, and then that person would be waiting on the other end. The Children's Aid Society had the children line up by height at a train platform or at a city hall or a Grange hall. Then farmers or whoever came would often, not unlike a slave auction, have them run in place, check their teeth, check their muscles, have them do even sit-ups or push-ups to make sure they were strong because they wanted workers. The farmers would take them off the stage and then fill out certificates taking ownership of the child.
Ain't that the shit they said about us?
Between the people who took the train riders in and the organization, the Children's Aid Society or the Foundling Hospital, and it says, shall be indentured until the age of 21. These children were 2 to 14 years old. 21 is quite a long time to be working for someone else. The people who took in the train riders were required to send them to school, 4 months of schooling a year, to feed and clothe them. There was some language about treating them as you would one of your own. However, they were labor. For some of them, it was actually a form of slavery. Many of them had no choice but do what they were told to do.
They were calling you yes ma'am and yes sir.
There were volunteers in communities who were supposed to check in on the children. That was rather spotty as a process. For one thing, there were volunteers. And because children were property, even if someone went out to check on a situation, it was much more likely that the adults would be believed than that the child would be believed. Furthermore, there was a great disincentive to take children out of homes because it was so hard then to know what to do with them. And so they would often leave children in situations that were not really the best for them. It was an imperfect system. And what it meant is that it was absolutely a roulette wheel. And the children had no choice about where they were going. And the people who took in the train riders were as varied as human nature. There were very good people, very kind people who took in train riders, and there were also people who weren't so good and kind. Even if the people who took them in were kind, they often treated them as a little bit less than family. One of the reasons we don't know much, that most people don't know much about the orphan trains, is that the train riders themselves didn't realize that they were part of this large movement. 250,000 children go on these trains, and most of them think their train was the only one that went. So you can see why they didn't
Y'all
organize
see all
more
these
quickly
states right
or
here they
reach
went
out
to?
to each other.
Look at the states.
I seen it.
I was so lucky. When I began this book, there were 150 living train riders. Today, there are probably between 10 and 20. It was such a gift. I had access to living train riders and could interview them.
And she lying again. There's thousands of them train riders still alive. This is in the 18 and 1900s.
The loss and the sort of sorrow. She said they were good people, but they were not my people.
Well, most of them probably is dead.
As one train rider said to me, you know, we had been through so much turmoil and so much trauma. Every child who rode the orphan train had been through something terrible. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been there because the trains were the last resort.
Prairie Mosaic is funded by the Minnesota Arts and Culture Heritage Fund with money from the vote of the people of Minnesota.
Yep, time for the next one. But you see all the states that they went to. It was over 15 states they were sending these orphan kids to. So now y'all see where all these white folk come from in these inside states. They made it to the middle parts of America in the 1900s. They didn't make it there in the 1800s. A lot of them. So when they talk about how they was involved in something, they're lying. We're looking at the evidence.
Okay, I see orphan train again. Did you send
Then-
me?
yeah, it was two of them. It says one of them says new one, new two.
Okay, so this is new one. I think this is one we just got to look at. Hold on.
Chance to support a New York City.
I know. Can y'all see it? Okay.
In the 1800s,
Yeah,
the railroads faced a problem. Farm labor shortages
I hit the
along their
wrong. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Sorry. This got to be.
Yeah, that was the same one.
Yeah. But it looked like the. So you said it says new and new 2, then there's new 3. So y'all want to talk about? You want to talk about new 2? We're gonna see if this is because it looked like it's the same thing. I don't know.
That is. Go to new one then. You might have went to.
In the 1800s, the railroads faced a problem. Farm labor shortages along their newly expanded western lines.
That's what I was looking for. I played new one. That was the one I just played before I played that one. Down here is new one. Then I played new orphan train, then new orphan train. Let's go to new.
Yeah, okay. You know what? I sent them last night too. I forgot I sent those 2 videos to you last night. So here's the other one. Look how naturally dirty they are.
Being an orphan is never easy, but it could be especially miserable if you were a child in the late 19th or early 20th centuries. Most friendless children, as they were sometimes called, wound up living in the streets, working in dismal, dangerous factories and mines, where losing a limb was not uncommon. And in cities like London and New York, they were preyed upon by characters just like Fagin and Oliver Twist. They were adopted by gangs and taught how to steal in exchange for food and a place to sleep. The luckier ones wound up in orphanages. And the luckiest of all got to come to Ocean Grove in the summertime. Ocean Grove has a long history of taking an interest in orphans. In 1877, the Women's Foreign Missionary Society of Ocean Grove dedicated a day to raising money to educate an orphan. They raised $30 for her and named her Sarah Elwood Stokes, after Elwood Stokes, the first president of the Ocean Grove Camp Meeting Association. Orphans started coming to Ocean Grove for rest and recreation as early as 1878, when the children from the Patterson Orphan Asylum in Patterson, New Jersey, struck tents here during the summer. When Ocean Grove marked its 9th anniversary in 1878, 2 children from the Patterson Orphan Asylum participated in celebratory exercises, reciting the Apostles' Creed and the Lord's Prayer to a delighted audience who said they spoke very well. That same year, the Orphan Asylum of Elizabeth, New Jersey, sent its children to Ocean Grove on an excursion. They filled 15 train cars. The inmates of the Elizabeth Asylum enjoyed a variety of field trips throughout the year. The Ocean Grove Summer Excursion happened every August for a number of years. They even had a dedicated committee to plan it. It wasn't just orphans who came to Ocean Grove for a break. Sometimes their caretakers came without them for some well-deserved R&R. In April of 1888, for example, 2 ladies from the Bethesda Home, an orphanage in Philadelphia, stayed at Dr. Barr's Hygienic Institute here in the Grove. The Bethesda Home was founded by Annie W. Clement in 1859. She walked away from a lucrative business to do benevolent works for Philadelphia's destitute. The Bethesda Home was sustained entirely by donations, which Miss Clement believed were the direct result of prayer. They prayed regularly at the Bethesda Home, and they included the employees in their worship. Miss Clement ran the home with her niece Ruth Anna, a friend named Mrs. Simpson, 3 ladies from Sweden, Denmark, and Germany, respectively, and 1 gentleman from Switzerland. According to Miss Clement, when the household came together for prayers, the employees all prayed in their native languages. That must have been an interesting cacophony. In 1896, 3 gentlemen visited the Bethesda Home and said it was, quote, a model institution, and kindness is the rule which prevails everywhere. One fortunate group of children enjoyed a permanent summer home in Ocean Grove. They were from the Philadelphia Home for Infants, founded in 1873. The Philadelphia Home for Infants was unique because it provided exclusively for homeless babies. Most orphanages didn't take children under the age of 4. The Philadelphia Home took newborns through age 2.5. They were also unique in that they provided services for what they called half orphans. These were children with only one living parent. The Philadelphia Home served as a form of full-time daycare. Parents paid a small fee to board their child until they were able to bring them home again. Children who reached the age of 4 either had to be withdrawn by a parent or other relative. If that wasn't possible, the child was transferred to another institution for older children. 1885 was a tough year for the Philadelphia Home. Close to half of the babies got sick and died. The home had no infirmary. But finally, in 1893, a physician named Elmer G. Winna became the doctor in charge at the orphanage and continued in that role for at least 15 years. During Dr. Winna's time, the mortality rate for the orphans dropped to 3%. Elmer Winna divided his time between Philadelphia, where he lived on North 41st Street, and Ocean Grove, where he had a home at 14 Embury Avenue, what is now known as the Philadelphia House. The Winnas were one of the very first families to settle in Ocean Grove after it became a Methodist camp meeting site in 1869. Before becoming a doctor, young Elmer worked as a clerk in the Ocean Grove post office. Elmer Winna graduated from Hahnemann Medical College in Philadelphia in April 1891. And guess what? So did his dad. Yeah, the Reverend Robert Winna was a Methodist minister, but he'd always been fascinated by medicine, and at the age of 52, he got his medical degree alongside his son. For a while, the children from the Philadelphia Home for Infants had their own tent in Ocean Grove. But in January 1881, a gentleman named Thomas W. Price donated a piece of property to the Philadelphia Home. It was at the foot of Fletcher Lake, which divides Ocean Grove from Bradley Beach. It was here that the Philadelphia Home for Infants built a permanent summer home, and this is it. I haven't been able to find out what happened to the building that housed the orphanage. On the spot where it probably stood, there's this house. If you look at it side by side with the Home for Infants, you can see some structural similarities. Could this be the former orphanage after years of change? This wasn't the only physical orphanage to exist in Ocean Grove. On Corley's Avenue in what was then called West Grove, or sometimes Ocean Grove Heights, there existed the Willard Home for Destitute Children, named after suffragist Frances E. Willard. The home stood where the Midtown Community Elementary School stands today in Neptune. The Willard Home came to be thanks to the generosity and good intentions of a young Ocean Grove woman named Clara Summers, who had been an orphan herself. When the famous evangelist Reverend Henry Wharton spoke in Ocean Grove, Miss Summers was captivated. And when she learned that Reverend Wharton had started 2 orphanages in Virginia, one of which he called the Whosoever Farm, it inspired her. Clara Summers owned a well-appointed piece of property on Corley's Avenue, and in 1898, she decided to donate it to Reverend Wharton, on the condition that he use it as a home for orphans of soldiers from the Spanish-American War and orphans whose parents had been, quote, ruined by drink. Wharton accepted. The property included a handsome 12-room house situated on 10 acres, with several outbuildings, including 2 barns, a carriage house, 2 henneries, an ice house, and a summer kitchen. It was valued at $10,000. It's interesting to note that in December of 1897, the Trenton Home for Orphans ran an advertisement in the Ocean Grove newspaper asking, "Who wants a child?" Clara Summers may have seen it, and perhaps it tugged at her heartstrings. A married couple was hired on to be the superintendent and matron of the Willard Home, Mr. and Mrs. F.W. Andrea. They oversaw the care of 11 children. The community was supportive of the Willard Home. In 1899, for example, a nearby Baptist church held a fundraising benefit for the home. That same year, the Grand Avenue Reformed Church in Asbury Park gave their entire Thanksgiving Day offering to the home, and the Asbury Park newspaper made a year-end appeal to locals to remember the Willard Home in their charitable giving. However, the Reverend Wharton himself was very hands-off with the Willard Home. As a famous evangelist, he spent most of his time traveling and speaking. He was also known for showing moving pictures depicting incidents in the life of Christ, for which one newspaper noted, quote, he realized a large sum. He also had what one newspaper described as a palatial home in the Overbrook section of Philadelphia, and he had a habit of staying in very fine hotels. Fast forward to August 1900. The newspaper headline read, "Warrant for Wharton, Famous evangelist dragged from Bible conference by police. Reverend Wharton was arrested in Ocean City, New Jersey by Constable E.E. Hamill of Asbury Park. The charge? Fraud and embezzlement. Clara Summers, the woman who gave her Corley's Avenue home to Wharton to use as an orphanage, found out he'd been trying to sell the property, and that wasn't at all what she had in mind. Furthermore, Wharton had
What happened, cuz?
I forgot I was muted. When they show y'all pictures of fuck drawings, when this is during the time of motherfucking photos, cameras was already invented, question the shit.
Yep. Always.
had taken out 2 separate mortgages on the property. It was Miss Summers and the 2 mortgagees who called for Wharton's arrest. Wharton said the whole thing was a conspiracy by some people in Baltimore. Then he made the official statement that, quote, I have never received either property or money under false pretenses, but will show beyond all doubt that the course that I have pursued has been right and proper in all respects. Wharton was jailed in Freehold on November 9th. A bail of $1,000 was posted by Wharton's friend Edward S. Parkinson. Meanwhile, a charitable lady from Trinity Church in Asbury Park decided to drop in on the inmates of the Willard home. What she found there shocked her. All 11 children and Mr. and Mrs. Andrea were starving. The Asbury Park Daily Press said, the children were half-clad, some of them were barefooted, some were in rags. They were all ravenously hungry. One poor little waif with a chalk-white face seemed about to collapse. But the charity worker also noticed that the floors were scrupulously clean and noted that the children looked clean and sweet, like they'd been recently bathed. The charity worker checked the larder and found 1 pound of rice and a ½ pound of sugar. In the bin, there was very little coal for cooking or heat. She quickly learned that for months, the Andreas had been sending wires to Reverend Wharton, begging him for money, first for their own wages, which he hadn't paid, and then for the basic needs of the children. Hunger had taken its toll on Mrs. Andrea, and she was bedridden. Wharton told them there was nothing he could do, and adding insult to injury, he reversed the wire charges back on the Andreas. The charity worker immediately sent for the grocer and vegetable man to get some food into these children's bellies. Then she spread the word, and Ocean Grove and Asbury Park jumped to the aid of the Willard home. The next day, the Asbury Park Daily Press reported that, so prompt was the response to the press appeal, the children sat down to a table laden with good things. There was nice warm bread and cakes, potatoes and meat, fruit and knickknacks that children love. Their feet were encased in nice warm shoes. They were clothed withal, and their little eyes shone like stars. It must be Thanksgiving, cried a joyous girl. Then, at the matron's request, they sang, Praise God from whom all blessings flow. It's a curious thing that Reverend Wharton was able to manifest money for travel, for the upkeep of a palatial home, and for $1,000 bail. But when it came to starving orphans, he claimed to be powerless. The case against Reverend Wharton was quashed, and there was some funny business around his attorneys and a failure to alert the other side of a court date. In the final analysis, it appears he walked away unscathed. And what of the children of Willard home? The home closed in 1902. The property was sold to the Lyons family of Broadway and Ocean Grove. Some children were placed in private homes in the immediate neighborhood, and others were sent to Baltimore. This ad from the Asbury Park Journal of May 11, 1901, strikes a melancholy note. It reads, For sale, shepherd dog, good company for children, Willard home, West Corley's Avenue. Research for this video included access to some subscription websites, so I'd like to thank Jean Buckley and Joy Norton for their generosity in making that access possible. Thank you.
90% of these pale-face that's in America are descendants of these trained orphans. 90% of the pale-face that's still in America is descendants of these trained orphans. A lot of them can't go back to the foreign lands they from because they don't know who to go to. So we got to pay attention to all all of this is going on right here, and we finna get down to the goddamn international fairs and all of this, because the fairs basically is where these motherfuckers was levied off and auctioned off. So yeah, I grabbed me three cracker kids today for $7. I need them. You know, I need them to start picking up the shit in my barn. You know, I got some new pits. You know what I'm saying? My kids love them, so I gotta give me 3 cracker kids to go and start cleaning up the shit every day. And this reality, we're just helping bring back to reality our people. You know what I'm saying? This right here is the international fairs, and right here is where we're gonna pay attention to the buildings and the structure, everybody. Remember, we studied on that polygyny, the polygonal style of stone cutting and masonry, how it's cut with water or energy, and the style cutting of it is so clean and sharp. And then the stones are set right next to each other and they don't move. So when we looking at these buildings in these international fairs and stuff, look at the stones on these buildings. Y'all gonna see what they're claiming they built in like fucking 90 days and shit. It's weird.
The California Midwinter International Exposition of 1894. The California Midwinter International Exposition, commonly referred to as the Midwinter Exposition or the Midwinter Fair, was a World's Fair that officially operated from January 27 to July 5th in San Francisco Golden Gate Park. In 1892, US President Benjamin Harris appointed Michael H. D. Young as the National Commission to the 1893 World's Columbian Exposition held in Chicago. During that exposition in Chicago, De Young recognized an opportunity to stimulate California's economy in its time of depression. So, in the summer of 1893, De Young announced...
Pause real quick. Hey, I'm glad I stopped you right in this area right here, because watching this again reminded me. Remember, everybody, how we, even Copper Empress was bringing to y'all the Wall Streets was everywhere. Everywhere we had Wall Streets is where these fairs happen, and the information about our people and our ancestors was purposely erased. So when you're thinking of San Francisco, you're thinking of Los Angeles, you're thinking of these major cities that had these fairs, these are also Wall Streets. And these are also ancient places that got buildings in it from over 1,000 years ago. And most of the stuff we're looking here, I've been in San Francisco. I just moved back to Michigan 5 years ago. None of these buildings exist no more. They done took the material and probably made museums or reused the material somewhere else, but these buildings ain't up no more. Go ahead, cuz.
His plans for a California Midwinter International Exposition to be held at Golden Gate Park. One of the draws, according to De Young, was California's weather, which would allow for a fair in the middle of winter. Golden Gate Park Superintendent John McLaren fought against holding the exposition in the park, claiming damage to the natural setting would take decades to reverse. In August of 1893, the US Congress approved for the fair to be held in Golden Gate Park. Prior to the Midwinter's Fair opening day in 1893, Isaiah West Tabor won the concession to be the official photographer of the fair, and he documented the fair from when the grading of the land began and continued photographing the fair throughout its entirety.
Y'all see these buildings?
He sold his photos in a striking multi-story pavilion during the...
I hope y'all seeing these buildings. These buildings. Wait until they showed the Chicago. Oh my God, man. I wish I was around to see this stuff before they destroyed it. This stuff is so beautiful, and I'm like an architect, carpenter. I love this stuff. So if everybody pay attention to the structures, the designs, and the buildings, even to some of the concrete that was able to light up without no lights in it. Watch, pay attention. Some of these light poles ain't even got light bulbs or nothing on it, but the whole pole itself is gonna be glowing. I don't know if they're gonna mention this, but this is technology. Watch this.
Exposition on the fair ground. At the end of the fair, he compiled about 130 of the original photographs into a souvenir book entitled Souvenir of the California Midwinter International Exposition. Much of what is known about the fair, especially visually, comes from Taber's photographs. The fair encompassed 200 acres, centered in the park's current music concourse, 120.
Y'all see that face? Who did that face look like? That's a Negroid face. Let's go.
Structures were constructed for the exposition, and more than 2 million people attended. The fair was to feature 4 major buildings. These included the Fine Arts Building, the Agricultural and Horticultural Building, the Mechanical Arts Building, and the Manufacturers and Liberal Arts Building. The Fine Arts Building has become the M.H. DeYoung Memorial Museum. And other major attractions include the park's famed Japanese tea gardens. So there you go. Did you know the California Midwinter International Exposition of 1894? So let's dig in and have a look at this story.
Fair use. Freedom of Information Act. Shout out to Autodidactic. Everybody follow Autodidactic. He be on some very, very shit. He be decoding shit like John Levy. They don't like these liars. Let's go.
Let's not act like we got a whole motherfucking subway train, this express train right here, y'all, and people on buckets. Y'all don't see this.
Pay attention. Look at, they on horses in the bucket and these motherfuckers in the train. This can't be made up.
Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me. Hope you're having a fantastic day. So the exposition of 1894 in California. The first thing I'd like to point out is they say that this fair, they only came to the decision that they would build the fair in 1893. And it was run in 1894 and 120 structures were constructed for the exposition. So let's have a look at some pictures. Okay, so here's a few more pictures and paintings and postcards. Now this is, I believe, one of the photos by, what was his?
I was just reminding the people that remind everybody, these people don't know how to use brick and stone or glass or steel. So pay attention. This is what he's exposing right now. He's exposing how these chariot, horse and wagon motherfuckers supposedly had built over 120 structures in less than 6 years or something, less than that actually. But even in 1 year, you're not going to do it with a horse and buggy. Let's go.
His name, John DePaul or something. Isaac West Tabor. Now, I've looked. Now, in Wikipedia, it says that he took photos of all the construction of this place. And I have looked, and I've looked, and I have not, well, I found one, which I will show you in a minute. We get this picture. This is preparing for the Midwinter Fair. So this is a construction photo. This is preparing for the fair. This is a construction photo, apparently. So we get that one.
You see that, guy?
I haven't found much else. Now, it was looked, and
You see that curve?
and I have
Where
not.
they're
Well, I
using the
found
horse and
one,
buggies.
which I will
Look,
show you in a
in that
minute.
dirt, you
We
see
get
them
this
big
picture.
old
This
trenches.
is preparing for the Midwinter Fair. So this is a construction photo. This is preparing for the fair. This is a construction photo, apparently. So we get that one.
Cause man, hey, you already know we turned up.
You know that was just an empty field, right? That was a motherfucking empty field. It's all about staging and props. They have to get, just like they would do any other kind of movie. They have to give you, okay, this is why we got it started, and they're giving you these horse and buggy bullshit because they literally painting themselves in time. They want to make like they was there during the building of this when they wasn't.
Grafting themselves in and shit.
Yeah.
Hey, but think about it though. That picture was taken in Wyoming, and the buildings was in California. Go ahead.
And I've looked, and I have not. Well, I found one, which I will show you in a minute. We get this picture. This is preparing for the Midwinter Fair. So this is a construction photo. This is preparing for the fair. This is a construction photo, apparently. So we get that one. And that's, I haven't found much else. Now, it was electrified, and look at this spotlight. They also had the introduction of, different ethnicities, shall we say. So these were Eskimos that were brought in and given a little lake to paddle around on. And this was a Japanese garden. They also had Hawaiians and other things there. But I've searched everywhere. Now, I did find, here's some coins they had. So they issued coins as well. 1894. Again, this place was built. Actually, I think they said that they were given permission to start in August of 1893, and this was supposed to be open in January. So 4 months. I'll have to double check those dates. But lots of coins. And down here, there's a few that are here, aluminium, bringing in the introduction of aluminium, or aluminum if you're in the United States. So this is what I found. This is his book of photos. Now, unfortunately, these don't pop up very big. Okay, so we get something like this. We're told this is the camp of, I guess, the construction workers, and this is supposed to be a bit of a construction picture. And then it just goes to these massive,
made out of wood,
huge buildings, complete with electricity and everything. And the only one that I have found is this one as well. This is the only other one I've found, and this is basically just, we're told again, it's the site of where they're going to build, but that's it. There's nothing there. So here, we'll go look at a few pictures. So understand, the story is that this is built, it says here, in August 1893, the US Congress approved for the fair to be held. So clearly they could not start building before August because it wasn't approved, in Golden Gate Park. And it says up here that the Midwinter Fair officially operated from the 27th of January, 1894. Construction started, let's be nice, we'll say the 1st of August in 1893. So that gave them, and we'll be nice too, we'll say the end of January, 5 months. And they built 120 structures, and it was on 200 acres. So let's have a look at what they built in 5 months.
In 5 months,
here
everybody.
We go. This massively oversized water feature fountain here. Check out the light. Is that a light post? I'm not even sure what that is. This thing, I guess it's a light. Very tall. And just, massive domes in the background everywhere. Old world looking buildings, columns.
Hey, You can't make this
everything
shit
we're
up,
used
man.
to. Build in 5 months. Here's some of the buildings. This was called Dante's Fire, I believe. That was called Dante's Fire. This was a Ferris wheel called the Firth wheel. Here we go. Oh, here, wreck of the Jeanette in a hollow iceberg. Oh, well, there you go. Must be a boat. A Ferris wheel called the Firth wheel, which, there are questions about what Ferris wheels really are or were. An aquarium, Santa Barbara building. This is the main entrance to the Liberal Arts building. Look at this. Very Moorish kind of looking buildings. Look at this. This one looks like it should be next to the Kremlin. Now you could also get a diploma. Gold medal. I'm not sure what you had to do to get that. But there we go. You even get the little wreath. Now this is in the middle of it. Of course, look at this building. Just huge. Now, what you'll see with these photos, what I've noticed as well is when we see like the scenery sort of shots like this, there's not that many people around. As you can see, it looks like there's someone there. I think that might actually be it. There's a few. I think these are all trees, yeah. So I think that's one person. Then are these people? I don't know, but there's not many people at all in this shot. Of course, massive dome.
The reason why they destroyed this is because they knew we was gonna say this is our shit. They had to destroy this. They couldn't leave this standing, and then people start saying, well, these buildings are hundreds of thousands of years old. How did y'all build them? Well, y'all say that with nobody living here in America.
Man, they always did. And see, the thing is, the paleface, like the paleface that I kind of fucks with a little bit, you know what I'm saying? That be having pictures and information. They don't like the point of their ancestors claiming the shit that we built and knowing that they lied about it. So that's why even him, you can hear him laughing and kind of tickle how these motherfuckers will make so random goddamn accusations of some stuff that don't make sense. Like, there's no way you're going to build 120 structures, paved roads, water fountains, light fixtures in 5 months. You cannot get a crew to do that. There's no company that can do that on the planet to this day that can build 120 structures out of stone, light, and all of this functioning in 5 months. Nope.
That's why they had to tear it down, like I said, because then it doesn't go along with that narrative that they got here. And this was just wilderness. No, we was running around here naked and this, that, and the third. And can't no fuck native tell you that he built this shit.
None of them.
The narrative.
Ling ling. Ling ling. Ling ling, where's your brick cutting at?
Exactly. Ling ling, you wasn't doing up or running with a fucking backpack, a motherfucking teepee on your back. We're not finna play this game.
Let's go. The structures. This is our history.
In the background, but the centerpiece. What is this? Just a massive antenna with 3 platforms, interestingly enough, and looking, fairly similar in the style of the Eiffel Tower, really. A bit smaller, not as splayed at the bottom, but looks like it's the same general idea. Built in 5 months, 1893. Now, this is inside, and this is, what we see so often in these world fairs, expos. They're just packed. They are stuffed full of stuff, and it just looks like this is the stuff that they've recovered. That's just what it looks like. It's all old world stuff. All the best of the best. It's probably ordinary for the last civilization, but much better than we can produce today. Just tons of it, out of nowhere. And they never really talk about where all this stuff came from. You know, they sort of say, oh, well, it was an exposition and everyone put their stuff in. But that, you know, building this whole place in 5 months is one thing, but then filling it as well, you know, that's another amount of work. Now, here's one. So there's these photo sort of opportunity pics that we get that have got a lot of people in them. This looks like they're having a parade of some kind. We've got all the men in hats standing around and just this castle in front of a castle.
Y'all see that stone structure?
A few bunker booths. Look like
Y'all
there.
see that?
Get
But
drunk.
this right here, just to show you how gifted
Yeah.
you are.
What do you say to that?
Yes.
Built in 5
Yes.
months.
Y'all
And
see
here's
that
another
glass
shot. That's that
window
building
above that
again.
door?
And look at this.
That stained
Looking
glass.
very similar to what we see, you know, everywhere. You know, this, you know, like a hangar sort of shape, like the Crystal
It got
Palace.
roads. It got actual
And of
streets.
course, we've got domes everywhere, belfries, arches, pillars. It's just the same old story. And of course, trees. And these are not saplings. These are not newly planted. You can't. It's very, very hard to transplant, you know, big trees. And look how big these people are. So these are tall trees. And whoops,
tearing their
as you
ass
can
up.
see, they're everywhere, all throughout this. So this is a picture of it. Now, I'm not sure what that is. I'll have a look at that in a minute. But this is what they built in 5 months. Here's that tower, that massive antenna, the Ferris wheel, and just huge old world buildings everywhere. Now let's have a look. What is this? Looks like the ruins of something, doesn't it? Is that a star? Just looks like, yeah, the ruins of a building. Maybe this is what got destroyed, but this side didn't.
Yeah, that's a destroyed
Another
castle.
shot. Oh, look at this. Fairy, right? Fairy tale. And what are these world's fairs? Fairy. They tell us it's all a fairy tale. And then they give us world's fairs.
Look at these buildings, man.
Of course, in the drawings, lots of people. Back here, though, this one photo, got one person here, couple here next to the bunker booths. But, you know, pretty empty, really. This is, yeah, at night time. So look at the power of this light in 1894. And, of course, this whole tower and all the electricity, all the infrastructure for the electricity, all put in as well, 5 months. So that's it at night time. And that is another theme is they use electricity a lot for these to say, oh, well, you know, they could work at night, so we got them done quickly. Another shot inside, just packed full of stuff. Got statues down here, vases, you know, just urns and pots and more statues. This is Gail Borden. Flag, you know, it's really just, are they? Is that an eagle? It's the introduction, isn't it? It really is the introduction of the society they want us to believe exists. And here's another one packed full of people. Okay, you can see here they're lining up. So this is inside, and this one's completely packed full of people. So
y'all see how many lights is lit up on
they
the
were
buildings?
taken maybe before it was opened, or maybe they're the construction photos. And you know, it's the people walking around were checking the construction. I don't know, but clearly a lot of people in here. And remember, they said 2 million people passed through in about 6 months. Of course, they have the indigenous tribes and things that they've brought in, you know, to build the narrative, right? These are just people who live in huts.
Get them.
And this is, you know, the kind of quality. Look at this. Why have they got thrones in here. You know, there's a crown up there. There's crowns on the top of these things. There's another crown. It's just, and to us, these are, you know, kings and queens kind of stuff. This is probably just how everyone used to live. And there's even a crown on the ceiling. Another shot. And in this as well, it is 1894, I guess. And, you know, you can see how built out the background is as well. Big cross up there. Don't know what that is. Looks like a big domed building out there. And just some random buildings. And then, I mean, do you believe this could be built in 5 months in 1893? Here's a coin, main building. We've got the water feature. And then we've got this. What's this? There's another one there. So we've got twin pillars, and look, it's just our balls there on a spike, on an antenna. It looks like it's got two, one, you know, coming out on each side.
Those are
and four down the
energy
bottom
receptors right there. Those are energy
what is that
receptors. Those
about?
balls pull energy out,
Is that
out
how
of
they were
natural
powering,
core.
getting all the electricity? Is that a scratch, or is that showing electricity? But yeah, just spires all over this thing. And of course, they've just attached flags to them all. The administration building. This is obviously a drawing, but again, just to show you the scope. And, you know, again, in the drawings, when you look at the drawings, they'll show you this, and then they say, oh, there was nothing anywhere else. This is all, see, it's all, no other buildings. But in the photos, there's buildings everywhere. But just look at the size of these domes. It's just, I mean, 5 months. This is just our main power source again.
That's impossible to
do. Even sitting on top of a building, which is probably some kind of interface. We've got bunker booths all around the outside, And this is another thing we see, is they seem to be built around a central sort of focus. Like the Colombian St. Louis was around water. This one's obviously not water. Maybe it used to be. It's pretty depressed there. But who knows? Maybe these guys were getting energy from the ether, and in Chicago they were using the water. They may have used many different ways. Who knows? But I mean, this place was powered, fully powered, 1893. And I mean, could you even build this building today in 5 months?
Just that building.
Inside again, and you know, it's just the best of everything, the best materials. Just got our plants, introducing different plants to give the illusion that, you know, there's all these different separate countries, and we're only just finding out what they are. Again, this tower with the spotlight, look at that. And that, I guess that's that cross up on that hill. But look how powerful this light is. What was this being powered by? And how many lumens, you know, what kind of
and look how big the city is. Look, that's water. Look, that's area in between that pole and that.
My friends again. And I just like how there's these power poles running through, you know, the Eskimo village. And you know, look at these igloos. I don't know what they're made out of, but clearly not snow. Tartarian eagle up here because it's Russia. So this is the entrance to the Russian exhibition. Got a sort of a Cossack looking guy down there. But look how big that is. So this looks, you know, I mean, they could manufacture this definitely in 4 months, and it doesn't look to be stone. I'm not sure. And it is inside. Look at is that wood? Look at the work on that.
I want to say something real quick. Now, did y'all see all these great structures in America? What do y'all think about 1492? Can anybody answer me about 1492? Now that you see what was really going on in America, do you really believe 1492?
Christopher Columbus believers.
Do you believe that you were prehistoric people when they got here in 1492? Because some tell me 1492 never happened. I don't believe, well, you know, a lot of y'all don't believe in what I believe in, no motherfucking way. But I believe that these motherfuckers landed here, but they ain't landed from where y'all think it landed from. I'm just saying.
And they ain't get here when y'all thought they got here either. We just slowly showing y'all. We just slowly showing y'all.
That part. So I'm just saying, now all this shit has been going on in America. Why did they come here in 1492? Now they say the invasion. Yeah, what invasion? Was it really the invasion that they painted you?
Yep, a picture.
So all of a sudden these straight haired motherfucking cave beasts just came from everywhere. I'm just saying now. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, no, 1492 never existed due to the fact that it was I-492 or it was J-492. So when you realize that when they created this one instead of the I and J, then you realize that it's all fictitious. So because that right there just proved that the Christopher Columbus story never happened, 1492 never happened, but the actual raid on America happened after 1700. It was a maritime treaty that was in place for all lands to not be able to come here. They raided this place in 1700s.
Now, for me, we can go with, okay, we know we grafted these things, but to me, we grafted some, but some of these motherfuckers ain't natural to this motherfucker, period. That's why I said, look at their nipples and their private parts, then you'll say, okay, those was the people that passed off as fucking pale skins during the time that they was out here goddamn on the bullshit. So they was passing themselves off as pale skin because they still had the melanin in their body to show you that they was different than these motherfuckers with these pink nipples and pink private parts. Yeah. Notice those people are different than the motherfuckers that all of a sudden just popped up on the scene from no motherfucking where. Pay attention, y'all. That's all I'm saying. Don't get scared. Just pay attention.
And it's like I said, how did they build all the stuff inside as well? But yeah, so it's inside. So they could have built this. Who knows? But still pretty cool. People again, one of these shots where it's full of people. So again, they're probably going to say the empty shots are, construction photos. And here's the 2 million people. American flags flying everywhere, of course, because, you've got to all be, part of the American corporation now.
That's not a commerce flag. That's a war
patriotic.
Flag. No, I was just saying that's not a commerce flag. That's a war flag. When people saying that's a commerce flag, no, that's a war banner. Yep.
It's a banner, a war banner. That is why the banner is still flying, because we are at war with these people. Y'all need to understand it. When it says the banner yet wave, it don't say the flag yet wave. It says the banner yet waves.
Hey, you know what? And let me see. CJ Curling said something that made me realize that I've been meaning to share this. Like it may be 2057, right? P. Now, if we're in correct number, why does it always keep saying 2K? HIJK. I just told everybody that the original timing was changed after the I and the J. Why are we in K? Why does it always talking about a 2K? See, pay attention to the signs right in front of. They even got video games called 2K this, Madden, 2K this, 2K that. It's right in our face, and we're not realizing we're still in the K millennial. We're after the J, we're in K. Think about the 2K. What the hell does a K have to do with 2000? Ask yourself. Ain't no one. It's letters.
It's all about the coding, y'all, because you are
Yep.
literally been under a spell. So what we're doing is breaking the spell. That's
Yep.
all we're doing is breaking the spell. Niggas want to go back and forth. We are the Atlanteans. Point blank, period. This is where all life started.
Yep. It ain't no Greek, it's Creek. Let's go,
Not that
man.
there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying this has all been introduced by the people who want you to follow their version. And I mean, again, look, this place is just packed out. All this amazing stuff. I'm yet to find a free energy display, though. This is fruit, apparently. Apparently, this is all made out of apples and bits of fruit and stuff that that they grew in California. This looks like honey or something. So there you go. They could make towers out of fruit. Look at this. This guy's like cruising along a ball. And I don't know what this is. It looks like a slide. Whee! But yeah. It's coming out. I mean, and what is this thing? Are they just using it, have they built that, or is it already there? Is it some kind of electrical device maybe? There's another big ball down here. And again, this shot, there's not that many people. There's some people here sitting down watching. But, it doesn't look like there's 2 million people-ish. All right, that looks like the end of the photos. So there you go. The Midwinter exhibition. What do you think? I have to have a bit more of a dig into this, but just from the narrative, all this built in 5 months in California in 1893. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Leave me a like as well. Subscribe if you haven't already and hit the bell. That way you'll be notified of all my upcoming uploads. And also a big thank you, as always, to everyone who does support this channel, all my Patreons, people who support me through PayPal, my merch store, etc. And if you would like to help out, there are links below. So thanks for spending some time with me, guys. Stay awesome, because you are. And I'll talk to you all on the next upload.
The problem I have is with motherfuckers taking our shit and making it theirs. That's the problem, man. Not only did you steal our fucking shit, you stole our memory. You stole everything about us just so you could say that it belongs to these $5 motherfuckers so you can leech on to them because their genetics leech on to each other. The Caucasian and the Asian are the same motherfuckers. They are the invaders. The Caucasian and the Asian are the invaders.
And the Spaniards. And the Hispanics. And the Mongolians. Yep. Matter of fact, all the foreigners that's still coming into America are the invaders.
Facts.
So nothing personal. This is business. All the foreigners that's coming into America, pale to dark skin, are the invaders.
Facts. We can keep going back and saying, okay, we belong to this nation, and that's good that you know what nation. But guess what? Those nations belong to other nations before they was named that nation. We was the elect.
Yep.
AKA the motherfucking Olmecs, the motherfucking Mayans, all them. The great builders.
That's you.
This didn't stop with just those civilizations. The civilization, just like your family line, just keep growing and growing. That's all it did. It just kept going on and on. It didn't stop.
Your grandkids might not have your title.
Exactly. This is what we're showing you. It's all about decoding the fuck shit that niggas want to keep arguing over.
Yep.
They can't show you no structures like this in fucking Africa, but they want to say Africa was so motherfucking great. Well, guess what, nigga? If Africa was so great, why the fuck y'all leaving Africa?
Why y'all running from Africa? They running. They running. They go and wait for 2 years to even get a chance to talk to the people to get a chance to come here. But then they get brainwashed before they go through a 6-month to 12-month programming of them not fucking with you, not talking to you, not knowing your religion or what you believe in, not giving a fucks about you, but just to take your money and just shut up.
You can't make this dumb ass shit up, man. All these invaders are coming here claiming to be Americans because this is the greatness that you're descended from. But the motherfucking boo-boos over there, they want to place you in poverty. The only part of fucking Africa is great is North Africa and motherfucking South Africa. Because in between those two is poverty. And that's exactly why they sending you bitch ass niggas to. Straight up motherfucking poverty.
Dead.
Because now one of these niggas, none of these motherfuckers, not even in fucking China, can show you how this shit can look. Everything in China look the same.
Yep.
Niggas, you didn't know how to build nothing else. Everything in China looks the fucking same. Everything in
though, cause hold on, right there. Why everything over there is built and it's just duplicated? Why ain't they building the same ancient architect that's over there that they going into and using as mausoleums and all of this to this day? Why ain't they rebuilding that and they build nothing but just the same thing these paleface building? Concrete, steel, and glass.
Box. All them build boxes. They don't build.
I'm talking about the buildings. See, they don't build memorial type shit. They living in the cathedrals type stuff over there, but then they go and build something the same the paleface doing, just like our ancestors over there in our family over there in Cape Providence, Southeast Africa. When you look at them people over there, they houses and stuff look just like American houses. They schools, their high schools got football fields, soccer fields, and everything just like our shit here, because a lot of our ancestors was left in a lot of places. So we got to realize when you're looking at these structures that we're showing you in these builds we're doing, we're showing you ancient locations where our people was at.
A lot
of our people left.
A lot of our shit we're going through is CGI SAB. It's nothing new about neither one of this shit. All this shit has always existed, and it didn't start with them. It started with our people.
Yep.
They was the one had a technology. Even I can go back and pull these pictures up. We had cell phones back then. We had a whole lot of computers,
laptops. Laptops.
No, y'all. All they did was take it back and then patent it and then start issuing it to you as if they are the great, as if they're the intelligent people. They're not intelligent, they're smart. That's why they always have a nigga around, because they need to, goddamn it, link up with the nigga, because the nigga holds all the key to history. He owns that DNA strand that built everything. He does.
Facts. You can pull up a Mayan carving of the ancient Mayans sitting on a computer with headphones on, with the Dr. Dre's on. You know what I'm saying?
Then these old flea bag motherfuckers, straight hair, nag, eat the motherfuckers. You niggas want to give all the fucking credit to. Okay, now one of these motherfucking flea bags tell you that they built any of this shit. Any of it.
Bang yang yang yang.
The bang yang yang gang. Motherfucking Dora the Explorer. And y'all notice they always exploring our shit. They always making assumptions to everything they look at. Well, it looked like such and such. Well, this could be such a, well, nigga, if y'all the motherfuckers that did it, why the fuck they ain't gave you the blueprint to it, nigga? Oh,
I know what it is, Copper Empress.
There's no
I know what it is. I know what it is. I'm gonna tell you. This is how they be sounding.
Well, exactly what it is, Copper Empress. Well, we came with the dialogue to investigate the situation, and when we extracted from our expedition to be found, we located some
I'm gonna
ancient architects.
yeah, but I'm gonna tell y'all who they really are. They the motherfucking Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Machine. Why y'all
That's
think
what
they
that
brought
cartoon is about.
That's why they brought the cartoon out. Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Machine was always about making you think everything is a mystery because it pertained it to you.
Facts. Just like the Fred Flintstones, they made that before the Scooby-Doo. They were staging they setup with cartoons through kids, through us.
Flintstones supposed to be them doing
Jetsons, all of that.
Yeah, bullshit. But they already let you know what was going on in Jetsons. They let you know in the Jetsons all that. They want to say, "Oh, this is the future." No, bitch, that was then.
That was then.
Back then. They was already flying cards way back then, bitch. We're playing with our people's bitches.
That's why the earth is dying.
Y'all better get right. Because when the raft come through this bitch, a whole you know your people that y'all left here, they're gonna feel the raft of this shit. Bitch.
Yep.
And so you
That's
bitches
right.
holding on to your ancestors' fuckery, y'all gonna get it. You gonna get it.
Facts.
Always somewhere playing with people. Because you bitches ain't did shit. It ain't your fault.
Hey, cuz people be thinking that we be in this build and be in our feelings. I be like, no, actually, we set feelings and emotions aside, and then we build.
That's that part. It's about passion for me. My passion is to wake my people up and let them see the greatness they came from. Excuse me. In the meantime, I will goddamn get on Ling Ling's head and beat a couple UK bitches ass down with her. Because you bitches ain't done shit. All you bitches has ever been was hoes. And that shows that out through time how they have sold you bitches off because they have never gave two fucks about you hoes. But now they got people in the world thinking that they love these bitches. They ain't never gave two fucks about their bitches. Why you think they come up with Homo sapiens and Homo erectus? It is all about the anal. It's always been about the anal. It's always been about motherfucking men on men. And that's why they push this agenda so motherfucking heavily right now. Because like I said, that bitch standing up in that harbor is a motherfucking drag queen. Your fucking Jesus is a drag queen along with the rest of his 12 motherfucking disciples. All those bitches are drag queens.
Man, do you know that there was an R&B group called the Backdoor Boys?
All them hoes had on dresses, but y'all want to act like y'all don't see it. Y'all want to act like y'all don't see that these bitches had on dresses. It ain't no coincidence that that's a man standing up in the harbor with a dress on. Huh?
with some spandex cargo pants on. High heel Timberland boots.
You never find truth. All you can do is find false, drop it and get rid of it. And eventually when you can't get rid of any more false, what you're left with is the truth. How much false can you find? And there's lots in history. I was looking around the internet and came across the images of the 1893 Chicago World Exposition. And it blew my mind because it looked like ancient Rome in the middle of downtown Chicago. And as I looked at it further, well, here's another one in Philadelphia. Here's another one in St. Louis, in Buffalo, in San Francisco. And as soon as they were done, they tore them all down and threw them in the garbage. That just told me there's something wrong with all of these. The story of the expositions is a gigantic lie. And I think it's so huge of a lie because I think they're right at a bridge point when so many things about the 1800s that seem strange and weird, right as this sort of period ends of unbelievable strangeness, and all of a sudden these fairs spring up all over the world with impossible buildings we're talking about, which are colossal structures. Chicago built 700 acres of fair in supposedly less than 2 years. St. Louis built 1,200 acres of exposition.
I want to say something real quick. They talk about Rome. Rome was here, y'all. Don't let them. Rome was here.
Yep. Look up Washington, D.C., ancient name.
exposition buildings. One of the buildings in Chicago, the manufacturers building, would house 300,000 people. There's a giant statue in the middle of the lagoon. It was called the Golden Lady, and it was known as the Statue of the Republic. It was 65 feet tall. They say it was covered in gold leaf that had copper underneath, but others speculate it was actually made out of solid gold. So you're talking 65-foot high, potentially solid gold statue. We're talking giant structures looking like ancient Rome with towers and domes and columns and the most fine, ornate pieces to them in record, unbelievable times. Then as soon as they're done, chuck them in the garbage. Like Jackson Park is a swamp. So supposedly they had to drive down tens of thousands of wooden stakes in order to support the weight of everything. They dug out massive
Y'all need to hear this again.
tens of thousands of wooden stakes in order to...
Did he say that was still in Chicago? Because that looked just like right here up the street from me.
Yep, that's in Chicago, but they had them all across Tennessee and St. Louis and Missouri and all of that. Yep. These are Roman structures. They call them Roman structures.
Support the weight of everything. They dug out massive lagoons, lakes. They had a canal system.
They call them Roman structures because they hide the older and the more ancient people of us, which was the Olmec and the Mayan and the, Choquequiró and the builders, right? So by them calling it Roman, they had to destroy it once they got here because they knew that this was Rome. And now it's a whole nother hiding game. So even the structure is under identity theft. That's why I said when you guys get a chance, look up ancient motherfucking Washington, D.C. You'll find where Rome was at. That's why to this day, Washington, D.C. is its own private territory. Let's go.
System that ran through the entire exposition. They also had an above ground electric train. Well, where's the electricity coming from? That's running around the park. They had a moving walkway down by the shore. Not enough people are asking, where does this technology come from?
Just to frame it, if I'm not mistaken.
Look at this shit.
Y'all don't want to act like y'all don't see that excavator, that like the ones you got in the stores that go upward. They own the same motherfucking thing. Niggas ain't got to worry. They got these ready to be on airports. They got to be in airports and shit. Look at this shit, y'all. Listen, let y'all know how they done duped y'all.
This was 1700 before. They didn't know nothing about this.
And the Chicago Fair was the first time people had seen electric light.
Tesla's the one who got the electricity contract for the Chicago Exposition, and it was certainly more than all of the lights anyway that were in New York City at the time were at the Chicago Exposition.
That must have been mind-blowing.
Tesla existence of him doing anything with electricity, this is way before his time. So that is also another reason.
Find truth. All you can do is these. Just a lie because structures. Chicago built 700 acres of fair in supposedly less than 2 years. St. Louis built 1,200 acres of exposition buildings. One of the buildings in Chicago, the manufacturers building, would house possible buildings we're talking about, which are colossal structures. Chicago built 700 acres of fair in supposedly less than 2 years. St. Louis built 1,200 acres of exposition buildings. One of the buildings in Chicago, the manufacturers building, would house 300,000 people. There's a giant statue in the middle of the lagoon. It was called the Golden Lady, and it was known as the...
Remember, everybody, they doing this with horse and wagon, they claim.
Statue of the Republic. It was 65 feet tall. They say it was covered in gold leaf that had copper underneath, but others speculate it was actually made out of solid gold. So you're talking 65-foot high, potentially solid gold statue. We're talking giant structures and looking like ancient Rome with towers and domes and columns and the most fine, ornate pieces to them in these record, unbelievable times. Then as soon as they're done, chuck them in the garbage. Like Jackson Park is a swamp. So supposedly they had to drive down tens of thousands of wooden stakes in order to support the weight of everything. They dug out massive lagoons, lakes. They had a canal system that ran through the entire exposition. They also had an above-ground electric train. An electric train, well, where's the electricity coming from? That's running around the park. They had a moving walkway down by the shore. Not enough people are asking, where does this technology come from?
Just to frame it, if I'm not mistaken, the Chicago Fair was the first time people had seen electric light.
Tesla's the one who got the electricity contract for the Chicago Exposition, and it was certainly more than all of the lights anyway that were in New York City at the time were at the Chicago Exposition.
Now, it must have been mind-blowing for most of those people who had only seen gaslight or candlelight at night to see that city lit up in such a way. Again, count the ways, 1901. We are told, whether it's true or not, the idea of being able to electrically do anything hasn't been around that long.
And this fair is bizarre. This is supposed to be Tesla's fair, where he managed to somehow move electricity from Niagara Falls to Buffalo for the fair. No one's really explained how he actually did that. And at the middle of the fair is a 395-foot-high electrical tower, on top of which, of course, is a female golden statue called the Goddess of Light. And this thing was lit up by, some suggest, 500,000 electric light bulbs. Again, when you look at the photos of this thing, it's just, where do they really get the power from?
I mean, think of what it would take today if you had a place with no electricity and no way to pipe it in. The generators that would have
way before Tesla.
For example, there's a building that went up to the Barcelona exposition in 1888. It was claimed to be the fastest built building in the world, 5,000 square meters, capacity for 2,000 guests, 600 rooms, 30 apartments, and it was supposed to be built in 53 days. This is supposed to be a time of horse and buggy. The 2-year building times are actually impossible unless the two most likely theories would be either A, they had a technology that they're not supposed to have, and it really was built in that time frame. Even if they built them, they had to build them out of marble and stone in record time.
They say that they built that building in 53 days. 53 days is 2 months and a week. Do y'all possibly think that they could build a structure over 50,000 square feet?
And these are the niggas y'all giving DNA to. These are the niggas that's claiming these structures are the niggas that you give your DNA to. And we know why they want your DNA. We know why they want your DNA. Don't be run around this motherfucker. Y'all can listen to these pair boo-boos if you want to, because they in on the agenda.
Man, they in on it. Because 53 days, you can't damn near finish I would say a 2,800 square foot garage with 2 garage doors on it. You can probably barely finish that with the insulated wrapped outside with the Tyvek wrapping on top of the OSB, framed up with the concrete footing. Matter of fact, you can't do it in less than 3 months because the concrete itself has to sit at least 1 week. That's like 7 days out of the 53 days. Then you got to go back and start planting all of the framing that's connected to the concrete to hold up your structure. That right there alone, the framing is going to take at least 3 to 7 days. So then you see what I'm saying? Like the numbers would never possible. That's just 53 days dealing with a 2,800 square foot garage. They're talking a 50,000 plus square foot multiplex. It's impossible. It never can be done. Not even with 10 million people working 24 hours.
Or the buildings were already there. They'd been there for hundreds or thousands of years, fixed up, refurbished, repainted, hence the term whitewashed, which is the term that was used for the Chicago Exposition, which was paint all the buildings with this brand new spray paint that they had just developed to spray paint all the buildings in record time. So you couldn't tell if anything was old or anything was new.
How long did these things tend to stay? But when they built these things, supposedly over 2 years, which is the narrative, how long were they there for?
6 months.
6 months for the public to come.
And then what was amazing, for example, in St. Louis, 2 days after the fair ended, they brought in a demolition team from Chicago with explosives and blew the thing up. They actually used dynamite to blow it up, and they say threw it in landfills. Things like the World Fairs shows there was a time in our past, and even not that far in our past, where humans seemed to be at a completely higher level. Human living and human knowledge were constructed into the buildings using cymatics, using sacred geometry. These fairs, they're so important to study because the history we know right now as history was invented at the time these fairs were going on. One of their underlying nefarious purposes was to teach a historical narrative to the population that they were supposed to believe and agree with. And scarily, the world we're walking into today is in some way has its origins during the time of these fairs.
Right on the same main street in Chicago. In Chicago, see, they screwed our minds up with programming. They never physically won anything. They never did any of that. It was all programming and volunteering acts. But because
I'm trying to look for Ling Ling. I've been looking for them even through all the shit that went on. Now I want to question myself. Did those wars really happen, y'all?
Nah.
Now, when did the Civil War happen?
1800s, and that was an Indian war.
Did it really go down like they said it was, or was it a war in court? Because the civil will be civil suit.
That would be person to person.
Mm.
That's why when you're doing civil matters and you're doing a civil crime, police cannot get involved in a civil crime. It's out of their jurisdiction. Peep this. Say for instance, like I had all my furniture removed out my house when I was going to set it up to sell it, right? Because it was a civil matter already attached to the property, I couldn't even go after the people that my ex had removed the property. So what I do, I attach my civil matter to our ongoing civil matter and let the state themselves do what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like after I actually, you know what I'm saying, put the information into a filing on my actual divorce. Because once I did, it's called a property list. And when you got items stole, you make a property list of all the stuff that was stole. And then you go ahead and add that to your file. So a civil matter is a person-to-person situation. Police and cops can't deal with the civil matter. It's outside of their hands. Real shit. So when they say a civil war, that was a person-to-person situation. But what it is,
connecting the dots, you know, because
hold on, cuz you is, and I'm helping you because this is making sense of what we showing, and we already showed them the videos of them getting here in 1880, which the Civil War happened before then. So they wasn't even here. The paleface wasn't here doing the civil nothing. That was a lot of foreigners and a lot of colored foreigners that was trying to get out of servitude and POW actions. It's POW records in your bloodline paperwork up into the 1928 that'll be showing prisoners and inmates on bloodline records if y'all start digging.
So are we seeing motherfucking battlefields set up around America because this shit came from the World's Fair?
It was about, yep. That was the implement, and that's what they was describing. They was grafting themselves in with this bullshit. Taking all these pictures, staged pictures, once again, actors, actresses, you know.
So it's really never been fucking war like they said it was. Because how is it looking that good around America during this time when niggas supposed to been fighting and goddamn acting a goddamn fool out this bitch?
Right. And then the videos, the orphan trains was showing how these orphans was getting dumped into America because they had no home back over in Germany, and because their parents was most likely POW'd on some shit. And a lot of times they end up getting shipped here and all dumped into America, but getting sent on these trains. It wasn't just orphans on those trains either. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of pale trash. So
and hold on, this is something else, cuz Now, if these people said they was coming to America to rape, rob, and pillage us from the World War I and II, and they had to go off and fight a war, why they didn't just wait till they came to the land?
That was the Spanish conquistadors. That was 7 to 8 different other nations, but it was pale face with them too. So that's why it's tricky.
Why they didn't come to America? Why they sent them away from America? Oh, so they can bring the Great Migration in. They needed
the great migrations. It was more than one too.
Yep. So it was all about getting you out of here so they can start their Great Migration. Because they had been plotting from the time we started allowing a little of them come in at a time, they was already plotting. So they make me think about Andrew Jackson, bullshit. Lincoln was bullshit. I'm telling y'all, because we done already decoded that these motherfuckers was all motherfucking carbon-based beings here, and they just giving them a fucking Caucasian face.
Yep, generally, all of those people.
I don't know a motherfucking white man today named Andrew.
Nope.
I don't even know a motherfucker named James.
Nope. Nope.
I don't know a nigga named Carter.
Nope.
Pay attention to the shit that they done done, y'all. Because it's all been about bullshit.
What about Grover?
I ain't never heard, but he the only motherfucker. I ain't heard nobody else name this shit.
But just to say it clearly, you see how at the beginning of the video, the little girl, they gave her a name after one of our ancestors because she didn't have a name. She didn't speak English. She didn't know how to write. These boarding schools was designed for these foreigners to come in and get programmed and be sent on missions. And their mission's been
like they said, to civilize these motherfuckers.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that the ones coming out of the boarding school was sent to civilize us. I would say that they were getting civilized.
Caucasians.
Yeah. Because
they was the motherfuckers in caves, not us.
But peep though, now it's been taking a long time for our people to realize that this language we speak is our magic, right? Mm-hmm. Our people need to start practicing our magic. If you want success in life, say it and repeat it to yourself every day. If you want to get out of situations, say it and leave it alone and start moving. See, the thing is, it got language institutes across America that these foreigners come to by the thousands. I was over in Monterey, California for years, and I watched how many different foreigners by groups like Germany, Russia, China, all of them sending soldiers there to learn English. So our language is being donated to other nations and foreigners, and this is the most powerful language on the planet. The plan it. They planned it. This is a plan it. So we got to take back our language on this plan that it is real. Pretty much, you know.
Yep. You can't make this shit up.
Yeah. You know, gotta stick to reality, and that's why we wanted to get these bills going with the world fairs, so we can also see how they're grafting themselves in. But this is where they started destroying the Wall Streets. They didn't want to attach the world fairs to Wall Street.
Nope.
We're looking at the Wall Streets, everybody. We're paying attention more to the Wall Streets and the structures.
And every major port, import, deport, there was Wall Streets because they handled the imports and deports.
Yep.
Let's get it.
We're going to be covering St. Louis and all of that, you know what I'm saying, in the future too, on part 2.
Okay. All right. Let me put myself on pause on mute.
Oh, yeah. Me too. Peace. The Star of Life.
Welcome. And today we're going to be discussing the World's Fair of 1893 in Chicago. recently we've been discovering a lot of anomalous things with our history. And I think the real question is, when did this history really begin? When did we begin? What might be called the reset? When did the reset occur? You know, when we look at photos like this one, what we see is these World's Fairs that occurred in the early 1900s. And these World's Fairs appear to have technologies and seem to be boasting machinery and buildings that we would never again see after the World's Fair. And the historical narrative is that these buildings were built for the World's Fair and torn down after the World's Fair. But when we look at a lot of these technologies and, you know, artifacts on
Y'all
display
see those
here,
energy
what we
receptacles?
see is things that have been inherited by the new people, and everything is on display for one last time. And we would see this great expo of all these buildings and technologies, and then everything would disappear. So again, you know, where did all of this come from? If these earliest photographs come from 1850, early 1900s, then we have to ask, is that when things began? Now we can see signs of many resets
You can see signs
and
of
many
many
different
foreign names
timelines,
inside of there in
but
those
it's
little
almost
booths.
useless going any further back than our most recent reset period. What happened here? You know, we arrive on the scene to all of this, and never again do we replicate these technologies. And why do we tear these buildings down? I mean, look at this. Are we really to believe that this building was created only for the World's Fair? I mean, did we really have that much money to throw around to build
You see
glory
how
in this
big those
fashion
doorways
only to
is,
tear it down
everybody?
after a World's Fair?
Look how little the people is, and look how big the
Unbelievable.
doorways
And now we're
is.
going to research the Chicago World's Fair here a bit. And it was held in 1893 to celebrate the 400th anniversary of Christopher Columbus's arrival to the New World. The layout of the Chicago Columbia Exposition was in large part designed by John Wellborn Root and a few other guys. It was the prototype of what he and his colleagues thought a city should be. The color of the material generally used to cover the building's facades gave the fairgrounds its nickname, the White City. Many prominent architects designed its 14 great buildings. The exposition covered over 690 acres. The Great Exposition became a symbol of the Victorian era. It also included the first moving sidewalk, a travelator. In 1892, working under extremely tight deadlines to complete construction, almost all of the fair structures were designed to be temporary. Of the more than 200 buildings erected for the fair, the only two which still stand in place are the Palace of Fine Arts and the World's Congress Auxiliary Building. From the time the fair closed until 1920, the Palace of Fine Arts housed the Field Columbian Museum. 3 other significant buildings survived the fair. The first is the Norway Building, a recreation of a traditional wooden stave church. The effort to power the fair with electricity, which became a demonstration piece for Westinghouse, had been developing for many years. It was called the War of the Currents between DC and AC. This was also the first time that power would be displayed for mankind. and this was a fight between Edison and Tesla would eventually win this contract.
Why would they
Now,
fight
here
to
is
be the face
a
of a
look at what they
product, man?
called the white.
So hold on, cuz. Now, remember, Thomas Edison being replaced with Tesla in the last 15, 20 years. So people that haven't grew up in the 80s, you wouldn't know that Thomas Edison was promoted as the inventor of a lot of this shit that now Tesla is being promoted as the inventor of. So if you didn't grow up in the 80s and 90s, you wouldn't have known what he just said. Thomas Edison and fucking Nikola Tesla was competing to get the contract to be the face for this electrical shit for the World Fair. Now, why would the World Fair be happening and they have a competition? But the fair is happening with light already in it. But then they said that, oh, Nikola Tesla did the lighting for the fair. Y'all see how the bullshit never adds up because it comes out wrong?
Because they keep telling a lie. And see, they thinking the people that they first told a lie to done died off. So now they're working on the second and third generation because it's all fucking lies.
It's all lies. That's why Tesla is on a car now for them to keep promoting the face of him being some electric creator bullshit ass shit. Even the car, it's a colored dude that created the Tesla car. And he did one for Master P. When y'all get a chance, look it up. He did a car for Master P, and Master P got the first electric supercar. He's the first colored brother, Indian, with a supercar designed by an Indian and made by an Indian.
It's always some bullshit when it comes to us because they don't want people to know that you're the genius behind every fucking thing. You are the master geniuses behind the shit.
Always. Computers, all that. Let's go.
City. Now, apparently this was constructed, once again, a few years for the World's Fair. Now, if this isn't the hokiest story I think I've ever heard in my life, then I don't know what is. If this looks like this was something that was built within a few years for the World's Fair in Chicago and then torn down, then there's no limit to what we could be force-fed. Once again,
oh man,
we really have to be logical here. Now, if we didn't know that this was in Chicago, we certainly might think this was in Europe. And to imagine that something like this would be built for a fair, when in present times this would probably take years to construct. Years. And again, we're to believe that they had the resources to build something like this, only to level it. And this is one of many hundreds of buildings that were apparently built for this World's Fair, only to be torn down.
Like the train station in Chicago,
the agricultural
one of these buildings.
Now, does this seem like the agricultural building or some kind of Greek Roman building in any part of the world but America? But no, this was apparently just thrown up only to be destroyed, just for an event. We now use tents and portable such things for events. Now, back then, white marble stone was just fine for temporary usage. Now again, the great Ferris wheel that they boasted. And again, the beginning of electricity. I mean, look at these electric things they're displaying. Some kind of energy conducting mechanism. We don't even know. Apparently that was something that you could display in the late 1800s at the World's Fair. These may have been Tesla's displays. It was the first time he would introduce his motors to the world.
Get out of here,
Again,
dude.
fully lit up.
Yeah, he ain't did that shit.
1800s.
Who helped him do
But
that
again,
shit?
Was this infrastructure already here? Or was this really built for a single event? a temporary event.
Look at all the
Ferris
grass and the
wheel,
flowers and
pretty
stuff. Like
interesting
you didn't
Ferris
plant
wheel,
that in those
pretty
5, 6
amazing
months.
actually. A true monster. Just like everything back then was glorious. Well, so is this Ferris wheel. Look at this. A little apartment. Each
Look like 8 people can fit on it.
cabin is the size of a studio apartment.
Yeah, damn near like 8, 10 people
Amazing.
look like they can fit on it each.
And again, you know, ask yourself, could this have been built for one short little event? This kind of detail and
Look
how
at that.
identical it looks to what we find all over the world. Notice how there's no ships. And here again is a view of the 600 acres of buildings that they supposedly built only to tear down. No. The plan is to tear this down and to have one last little hoorah and take credit for all of this
That's
glory.
what the bitch ass did. Fake ass dude.
Now look at the crowd here. I mean, this looks like Disneyland. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know if this one is made of stone. This may be a cheap replica, I am not sure.
Look
But
at
the
that
one
one
in
in
the
the
back
background to
certainly
the
isn't.
right. Yeah,
No.
that one.
This was
Woo!
not built for the World's Fair back here.
Juicy.
And again,
man, come on,
looking north between mines and electricity buildings.
Man, come on,
So
man.
that's really interesting. Who is this source? Friedman Fine Arts. So very interesting, actually. That Friedman Fine Arts should call these electricity buildings.
We not
And that's
Friedman.
exactly what we're coming to realize that they are now. And again, look at this. I mean, if this was not the most glorious city, and again, I want you to recall the story that I told just moments ago about these designers of the World's Fair and how they were imagining the perfect city. And this is, you know, what they designed. I don't think so.
They imagine
This
something
was
they
a
seen a
perfect
picture
city.
of.
And we waltz in here to a World's Fair, have a big party, and we destroy it. And leave only a few buildings. And many buildings have been preserved in Chicago, very fortunately. But out of these 200, very few remain. The mining building, again, you know, the mining building, the agricultural building. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we're gonna build this
The
big old
manufacturing building
for you know
from the
mining.
casino.
That's
Again,
huge.
you know, was this not a grand, grand building from an older time? I mean, we're not just talking about laying out buildings here. We're talking about laying out these waterfronts with, you know, these glorious statues in the middle of them. I mean, this is not, you know, something that you do in a
He scrolled
year.
right past
This
the
is
Indian that
building a
motherfucker on the
city. We're
goddamn
not
horse.
talking about building a few buildings here.
They got one of the brothers, the cowboy and
Absolutely
shit.
amazing.
Hey man, go back to my
Again,
people,
between the
cuz.
manufacturers and the electricity buildings. About building a few buildings here. Absolutely amazing. Again, these glorious statues in the middle of them. I mean, this is not, you know, something that you do in a year. This is building a city. We're not talking about building a few buildings here. Absolutely amazing. Again, between the manufacturers and the electricity buildings. Look at this. The Golden Door of Transportation Building. I mean, now it's just starting to turn into a slap in the face. I mean, you're going to tell me this is the transportation building. I mean, just, you know, every day I think I've seen the most ridiculous thing only to have it replaced by the next most ridiculous thing I've ever experienced. The transportation building. And again, to think that This is a crime against humanity to tear a building like this down. I don't care what the story is behind it.
It is, man. Look at this
And it
building.
certainly wasn't built for the World's Fair. This is absolutely amazing.
I would have loved
And
being a
torn
part
down
of
to hide
building
our
that
past.
motherfucker.
The machinery hall from the colonnade.
This is
Machinery
amazing.
hall is absolutely glorious. I can't even believe it. I really can't. We've gone backwards. Again, the agricultural building. How could you even conceive of calling this an agricultural building when this is like the Grand Palace? You know, this is just mind-blowing, and I'm pretty much speechless. I really am. Now, you can tell that Antiquitech has been removed from here. You really can, knowing nothing about this. The woman's building. This is just something else. This is just the most amazing thing that could have been in America. But
look at that light once again. And think about the water light towers on the oceans and stuff. They didn't build those either. A lot of
they
those.
had the nerve to tell us that this was built for the World's Fair, as they wiped out our history in front of our very eyes. Well, not in front of ours, in front of the people in the late 1800s and early 1900s, and would continue to do so until, you know, the 1950s or whenever
If
the
that was them
historical
on that statue,
preservation
they wouldn't have tore that
societies would
down if that was them on
step
that
in.
statue. Just to let y'all know,
I've
if
seen
that
a
was
lot of
one of their
buildings in
statues,
Salt
they
Lake
wouldn't have
City
tore it
be
down.
preserved due to the Historical Society. The World's Fair, 1893. Maybe one of the last great years. At least witness such things. Yeah, this would have changed everything. If we would have grown up with these preserved buildings around us, we would have viewed the entire world differently. And we would have not thought about Greece and Rome and Turkey as these separate places from us here in North America. No, the whole world would have a unified feel once people realized that there was a one world people building the same style everywhere. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a blessed day, and please like, comment, and subscribe.
So just on that note right there, y'all heard how he said a one world people. It was a one world people, yes, of course us, you know what I'm saying? And we went out and conquered a lot of different locations. See, what they're trying to erase is the Bronze Age. They're trying to erase the Dark Ages. They're trying to erase the medieval ages. All of these ages is when they were oppressed under this depressions and recessions of shit. So what we got to realize is by them making it seem like, oh yeah, you know, motherfucker over in Romania or Switzerland to just, you know, get a pamphlet and know how to go and cut a 20 by 20-inch stone that weighs over 600 pounds and know how to move it. Nah, nope. Get out of here with that nonsense. It was one group of people that went across the planet building the same shit, being able to utilize and knowing stone. See, the thing is, a lot of Masons is not about the knowledge. It's about knowing stone and architecture and numerology and numbers, calculations, mathematics. See, what these Freemasons of today, they are the false Masons because the descendants of the ancient ones were under Prince Hall Mason, and they knew how to like my granddaddy and my great granddaddy and going up was Prince Hall Masons, and they were carpenters. And they had their own business. They had their own pharmacy and stuff like that. But they still knew how to go and build their own barn that can fit 15 to 20 animals in it. See, this is the things that they're erasing from our true history. And when you look up your ancestors and you see that it says farmer on this shit, best believe they've been builders too. They were knowing how to build their own houses and supply their own situation.
And this
They're
also
erasing it.
goes to the fucking councils that are here. These structures was built because there was also councils that our ancestors, everybody didn't come from royalty, but there was royalty here.
Everywhere. Every territory that you would think of as a state today was a territory of royalty.
Facts.
Every state you see today as a state was a territory of royalty. That's why you'll find an empire building on there. You'll find many castles in those locations.
You notice that he said they left some buildings, they left the castles. All they did was turn them into prisons. That's what they done. They went back in and renovated them and turned them into prisons. They didn't want to tear them down, so they turned them into prisons.
Yeah.
So
like
come
that.
on now. Come on.
Yeah. The ones up in New York, all of those prisons up in New York was old empire buildings. All the East Coast.
Here in Tennessee, we got a lot of them.
Yep. Those was old royalty buildings and stuff. And a lot of them had swimming pools in them. They didn't tore it out or filled it over. You know what I'm saying?
These niggas was real good at what they wanted to do, and that was destroy who you was. And they still destroying you now with this whole fake ass DNA bullshit. Cause after they get you out of here, nigga, they want to go back and try to reduplicate the shit. The ones that still standing, they want to say they did it, but they know they didn't do it. So they rewrite history right in your face.
That's why you got these Freemasons and
33 degrees. Because they don't know nothing past 33 degrees. When they tell, they 33 degrees because they don't know nothing past 33 degrees. They can't go.
They don't know. And listen, I didn't actually argue with these new free Prince Hall Masons and these free Scottish Rite Masons, and I didn't argue with them and debated them on certain situations. And it's like, why would I know more about your bullshit than you believe? How could I know more about your shit that you're talking about? And this is something you passed the test on to be.
First of all, why you notice they don't never let none of us narrate shit. It's always them. It is always them that wants to narrate something because they don't know shit. Fact, freedom, we are prisoners of war.
Yep. So what we got to do is get back in our degrees of a whole complete 360.
Facts.
See, Masons, those Freemasons don't want to understand that past 99, y'all Freemasons, past 99, you go into the 360s and the 720s. We're past 720s over here by birth, so you can't catch up with the knowledge we're spilling.
They don't even have the chakras that we have.
Nope.
That bullshit that they show you as your chakras is bullshit. You got chakras in your hand, your feet, and all. You have a direct connection to the Most High.
Yeah. And the master builders will also be the master masons, the ancient master masons. Because there's no way you're going to be a master builder and having megalith structures without being a mason to cut the stone and set it and put it together correctly, architect, blueprint, all of that there. So the master masons are the master builders, and that's our ancestors. So we got to grab all of our what I would say Audi circles back, because you know how they got that Audi sign with 4 circles. 4 circles.
And then they talk about Tesla discovered electricity. How the fuck you gonna discover something that is natural? Water itself is electricity. How the fuck you discovering something that is natural? Our motherfucking pyramids was energy conductors. Well,
they actually told on themselves, because remember the other video had mentioned where Tesla and wasn't it Einstein or some shit, whatever.
One of them motherfuckers. You know they keep up with the next nigga. They tell
but Pete though. Pete, though, remember when they was talking about how these two people was in a competition to be the electrician to design the light? Hold on. Why was they already in the World Fair having this competition with lights already? Okay, so y'all was in a competition to be the cartoon commercial business face of what they would consider and start promoting as electricity.
Oh, you wasn't here when these buildings was created. Let's get that up.
Nope. Nope.
All you did was take a picture. You sitting inside the shit that our ancestors had already set up. That's all you did, because our ancestors had it all set up for you niggas to come and learn. This is the university. America is your university.
Yep. That's why they like ants everywhere calling them to learn. They
coming here now, because everything was taught up out of America. We are the first civilization. We created every fucking thing. They came here to learn how to do it in their own country. Hell, quit lying to these people. Why you think these motherfuckers ain't got shit in their own fucking countries? They ain't got shit because it's always been here in America.
Facts.
It's different energy. Let me tell y'all something. It is different energy in each fucking state that you go into, which would AKA, you know them as states, but they're actually countries here on this continent.
Countries got their own constitution.
Yes, each one of them have a different energy, a different frequency in them. So, like, just like if you could go like, not like to Chicago. I'm in Tennessee. I go to Chicago. That is a different energy field that I'm under. That's why people feel different when they leave out of their state into another state, because you're going into a different energy field. Each state has its own energy, its own, what they used to call it, like a spiritual thing over each state. Each state has its own energy.
Realm.
Yeah, its own realm. So when you leave out of this one and go into the next one, you're literally going through another realm. You're going through another energy field. Our people knew this. Why do you think all these bitches want to come over here? Because the majority of the positive energy and shit, when it comes to anything dealing with math or anything, is right here in America. We are the Atlanteans. The motherfuckers, they want to call you this mystical, that old bullshit. And it's proof through the motherfucking damn world fairs. None of this shit is a coincidence. None of this shit. Keep letting these people think you got to go way back. I keep telling y'all, what I keep saying is, oh, you don't have to go far back. You just go to the 1800s and you'll see what the fuck what took place. That's what you have to do. And in the world's fairs, what they call world fairs, those was before the 1800s, y'all. All that shit has been built, and they probably over 1,000, a couple thousand years old. These buildings are historic. I have nothing to do with these fucking KBs. That's why I said they talk about 1492, but where did these bitches really come? How did this a ship? But we don't know what ship they got here on. I'm just saying. All we know is they still trying to get the fuck back up out of here. You ain't hear that from me. Am I the only motherfucker that they still trying to get the fuck up out this bitch? They been damn launching motherfucking ships up out this bitch. They been trying to get past that motherfucking sun and can't get past that hoe. Am I the only motherfucker that noticed this shit?
Hold on one sec, cuz.
Okay. Am I the only person that noticed they keep saying ship, ship, ship? What ship, bitch? You bitches been trying to get out of here on a ship for a very long motherfucking time. You remember the time they did that goddamn shit and that shit blew up while we was watching it on TV? Your teachers had you sit time, oh, it's going to be up, get the children. They did while we was in school and the motherfucker blew up. I was just like, was that supposed to happen? What kind of shit is this? I was in the 8th grade. I was like, is this supposed to happen? You niggas trying to find that portal y'all came through, ain't you? Like I said, they've been trying to get out of this bitch for a very long time. They keep talking about 1492 because it's 1492 is when you bitches got here. Is that when y'all got here? You can't make this shit up, y'all. Pay attention to everything that's going on. This technology we got is not new, y'all. It's not new at all. They had to rock you to sleep so they can claim it. They literally been doing motherfucking goddamn it, what they would call spells. They've been casting spells on us for a long time. And now you niggas just so weak you don't even want to fight back. Yes, with these fucking steeples on it, y'all. Pay attention. All these churches got steeples on them. These niggas been goddamn it, nano, all this motherfucking time. Who all remember that grew up in the motherfucking 70s? Y'all remember Mark and Mindy with these nano ass niggas. You niggas been nano for a long motherfucking time, ain't you? Trying to get the fuck up out of here, bitch. Is that what y'all trying to do? Shit, we wish we could get you bitches back to that motherfucking goddamn it triangle out there in the middle of fucking Atlantic. We've been trying to get you fake motherfuckers back out there.
Facts. ASAP.
Trying to get you hoes to go back out there in the middle of the Atlantic. You can't make this shit up.
As soon as possible.
Get them bitches up out of here. It's time for them to go. If anything, if they're so natural to this realm, y'all, the sun wouldn't affect them. They wouldn't have to walk around here with synthetic melanin on their ass. If they're so natural to this realm, they wouldn't be worrying about trying to block that motherfucking sun. Bitch, you'll be like us. And you might be. Oh shit, Zoe, put yourself. Okay, you'll be like us, goddammit, just sitting out there bathing in it. God damn it. Y'all wouldn't be worrying about you got to paint something on your ass before you take your ass out there. Yeah, nanu. Y'all know what I'm talking about, Mark and Mindy. Nanu. That type of bullshit. I'm telling y'all, everything that what you think is ain't is. And niggas still running around here arguing. All these historical buildings. Hey, sis. Hey, Firewater. All these historical buildings in all y'all cities. Not just in Chicago and California. You got historical buildings in your downtowns, in your parks. I mean, just pay attention when you're out and about. And these bitches ain't built a motherfucking thing. They didn't build shit. They couldn't even tell you how to build it. All they can give you is assumptions. That's why they always somewhere trying to narrate something, because they're trying to place themselves in time and place. These bitches wasn't here, but we'd like to find out the ship that you bitches came in on. You bitches always showing yourselves on some fucking steamboat coming away from around the shores of coming up out of Europe.
So part 2 would be about the boats the orphans came on.
That part. They want to show you the fucking boats and shit. These steamboats that they say they brought y'all ass here, but like I said, what steamships? How did you get in Europe too? We'd like to know that too. We'd like to know. Because this whole planet was just us. We like to know where you bitches come from. Some of you bitches maybe was grafted, but it's a whole lot of you motherfuckers wasn't grafted. Too many of you popping up that way and you ain't dying off fast enough for me. A whole lot of you niggas was not.
I think they walked up out the water on the seashore.
Hey. Guess what I'm gonna say? A lot of you niggas may be goddamn it around this bitch. Y'all niggas got walk-ins.
Skywalkers.
Skywalkers in your bitches. Is that why y'all hate us so much? Because we really are what you want to be? Anything up under, anything that has a 6 ether and under, they ain't natural. Give a fuck what you say.
They're not natural. I was just finna say that's why they hate us, man, because they know that without melanin, they're not natural.
Not melanin. If you ain't got those dark, like I said again, if you ain't got those dark body parts that people can't see, only time you see them is when somewhere goddamn want to be naked. Them breasts, the women's breasts will be dark. The women private and the men's private. Even the men that's their chest nipples will be dark and their private part will be dark. But you niggas that's running around here with those pink shit, bitch, y'all are not from here. You bitches are grafted. And y'all using niggas running around here, you jumping from body to body. When they tell you our ancestors didn't deal with motherfuckers, we didn't shake hands, we didn't do none of that. We didn't do none of that with these motherfuckers because niggas can jump off other motherfuckers and get on you.
Facts.
Then we got niggas talking about, oh, you got to be out of Africa, your hair snappy. That's the dumbest shit I ever seen in my motherfucking life. Because there's niggas over in Africa with motherfucking wavy hair. Have you seen the Ethiopians, nigga, with your dumb ass logic? This is your dumb ass logic, you paying boo-boos. You say niggas come up out of Africa because he's near the equator is the reason why he's a dark skin and nappy motherfucking hair. You can't make this dumb ass shit up. Nigga, go sit your ass in the corner until we let you out. You ain't time out right now, niggas. We sick of y'all. We're sick of y'all and the dumbing down that you doing to our motherfucking people. Because of course you can look through your own motherfucking family and see niggas with wavy hair. You can see niggas with 9 ether hair. You can see niggas with soft curl hair. All those textures in your own bloodline. In your own bloodline. And they didn't come from up out of Africa, bitch. So quit teaching that dumbass shit to our goddamn people. They did not come from no fucking Africa. And I asked the nigga, and he's so disingenuous, and I know he's probably listening. The nigga's so disingenuous. I said, so do it snow in Africa? He said, well, I said, don't do that. Tell the truth. Because y'all know I know that it snows in Africa. He said, because it snows once in a while. Nigga, it snows there. Why would it snow there if that's, as he say, it's tropical region? Then I guess motherfucking Tennessee ain't tropical because it gets goddamn during the summertime, it gets to like the 115 to 120 degrees in this bitch. I guess motherfucking North Carolina, South Carolina, on down to fucking Florida. We ain't gonna live out Georgia to Mississippi. What else? Louisiana, Alabama, Texas, all those places are hot than a motherfucker. All them are hot. Hell, Florida and some of these motherfuckers got palm trees. Oh, I guess they were just planted. I ain't seen a palm tree in motherfucking Africa yet.
Not one.
I see palm trees in the islands.
Banana tree.
The islands. But I ain't seen a palm tree in Africa yet. But that's supposed to be motherfucking SC Holler tropical. Nigga, what a tropical trees? You can't make this up, but we glad that y'all came out to build with us. I guess we said part 2. Sometime this week we will do part 2. And like I said, we are breaking down the structures and the World's Fair and a lot of stuff. All you have to do is just connect the dots, see it for yourself. It be right in your motherfucking face. It's been in your face this whole fucking time. So please come back out. We will be doing part 2 Enzo.
I was going to say, man, most people don't know California and Florida grow 2 different natural organic palm trees themselves than each other. So when you look into the Amazon, you'll find it's over 4 or more different types of palm trees that's indigenous to America. So then you'll know. where the real tropical was, because they grow all the way up into I'm almost up into Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? Like up into the higher plains, up into the subclimates of where, you know what I'm saying, they got good weather. You know what I'm saying? Like that grows natural here all across America.
No, it snows, y'all. It snows.
Oh, so yeah, if it's going up to where it snows at, then they won't survive.
On the receipt doesn't show the chips, but it did process the chips.
I'm just saying, no, that's what this dumbass nigga. We had this whole thing back and forth with him early this morning. But okay, we neither here nor there. We're gonna keep breaking this shit down. So please come back and build with us. What day, Zoe? Wednesday or Thursday? Make it Wednesday. I don't know, because my sister Lyrica may be ready to do a live on all the stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's crack it off Wednesday. That way we can get Godfather up here, fuck around, get MAGA up here with us too. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Get his ass up out the motherfucking closet, nigga. 4 feathers in the building.
But yes, definitely we will have to do that, and we want to get it over with, because we know these bitches is lying. And we're going to decode this bullshit for our people. Peace, love, and light. Continue to do your genealogy. Continue to trace your bloodline. You don't even have to, like I said, man, long as you make it to the 1800s.
Peace to the guys and goddess.
Yeah, you know that you're the people. That's all that matters. Do your genealogy. And you may find a Caucasian old motherfucking way. You may find a European old motherfucking way. But guess what? They came here and married the motherfucking indigenous people in this motherfucking land right here. I love you too, little brother Nagi. So please, please, please come back out, y'all, and be with us. I'm finna play a couple songs before I get out of here. I love all y'all. Y'all have a masterful rest of the day in my Nana Boo-Boo's voice. Let me get over here and put my music.
Peace.
The groundbreaking experiment returns for the first time ever. 7 former inmates.
It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Broken glass everywhere, people pissing on the stage, you know they just don't care. I can't take the smell, can't take the noise, got no money to move, I guess I got no choice. Rats in the front room, roaches in the back, junkies in the alley with the baseball bat. I tried to get away, but I couldn't get far, cause a man with a touch up repossessed my car. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Standing on the front stoop, hanging out the window, watching all the cars go by, roaring as the breeze blow. Crazy lady living in a bag, eating out of garbage pails, used to be a fag hag, such a dance to tango, skip the life and dango. A zircon princess seemed to lost her senses. Down at the peep show, watching all the creeps, so she can tell her stories to the girls back home. She went to the city and got so diddy. She had to get a bitch, she couldn't make it on her own. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
My brother's doing fast on my mother's TV. Says she watches too much, it's just not healthy. All my children in the daytime, Dallas at night. Can't even see the game or the Sugar Ray fight. The bill collectors, they ring my phone and scam my wife when I'm not home. Got a bum education, double-digit inflation. Can't take the train to the job. There's a strike at the station. A neon King Kong standing on my back. Can't stop to turn around. My sacroiliac, a mid-range migraine, cancer, membrane. Sometimes I think I'm born insane. I swear I might hijack a plane. Don't push me close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. My son said, Daddy, I don't want to go to school because the teacher's a jerk. He must think I'm a fool and all the kids smoke reefer. I think it'd be cheaper if I just got a job, learn to be a street sweeper. I dance to the beat, shuffle my feet, wear a shirt and tie and run with the creeps because it's all about money. Damn, ain't funny. You got to have a con in this land of milk and honey. To push that girl in front of the train, took her to the doctor, so the arm on the game. Stabbed that man right in his heart. Gave him a transplant for a brand new start. I can't walk through the park cause it's crazy after dark. Keep my hand on my gun cause they got me on the run. I feel like an outlaw, broke my last jaw. Hear them say, you want some more? Living on the seesaw. Don't push me cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. Say what? It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
A child is born with no state of mind, blind to the ways of mankind. God is smiling on you, but he's frowning too, because only God knows what you'll go through. You'll grow in the ghetto, living second rate, and your eyes will sing a song of deep hate. The places you play and where you stay looks like one great big alleyway. You'll admire all the number book takers, the pimps and pushers, and the big money makers, driving big cars, spending 20s and 10s, and you wanna grow up to be just like them. Smugglers, scramblers, burglars, gamblers, pickpocket peddlers, even panhandlers. You say I'm cool, I'm no fool, but then you wind up dropping out of high school. Now you're unemployed, all non-void, walking around like your pretty boy Floyd. Turned stick-up kid, but look what you done did. Got sent up for an 8-year bid. Now your manhood is took and you're a make tag. Spend the next 2 years as an undercover fag being used and abused, served like hell. Till one day you was found hung dead in the cell. It was plain to see that your life was lost. You was cold and your body swung back and forth. But now your eyes sing the sad, sad song of how you live so fast and die so young. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Yo, Mel, you see that girl, man? Yeah, man. Yo, that sound like Cowboy, man. Yo, what's up, buddy? Yo. In this building, Raheem. Yeah, we upstairs cooling out. So what's up for tonight, y'all? Yo, we can go down to FIFA, man. We'll check out June, bro, man. Hey, yo, you know that girl, Betty? Yeah, man. My mom's got calls, man. What? Yeah, she got hurt. What is happening? Free. Don't nobody move nothing. Y'all know what this is. Get him up. Get him up, man. We down with the Flash and the Furious Squad. Is that a gang? No. Shut up. I don't hear you now. Shut up. Ain't no beautiful problem. That's beautiful. Yo, you ain't got to get in the car. Get in the car. Get in the gas. I said, get in the car. Why is you talking?
Man, y'all, that used to be my motherfucking shit. That shit bring back memories, y'all, like a motherfucker. Oh, shit. You came back, man. Them was the good old days, even though we were going through some shit.
I am a general.
Don't own no rights to none of this motherfucking music. Duh, y'all.
The rhymes you are about to hear are true. MC's names have been changed to protect the innocent.
I'm glad y'all enjoyed yourselves.
The story starts in a town that was not tame. There was no laws, things were insane. In order to survive, you had to be me. Our story starts in notorious Queens. City and leaders back to me. The ultimate conclusion was defeat. They ruled their turf with an iron hand. Bucks can't get a filthy trigger man. I saw a shotgun blow out your chest. And feel me trigger man, cause my way, I'm gonna cut off his head and put it on display. Oh, come on, baby, don't you be so bold. It's that trash that you probably better put on hold. Cause I'm definitely coming, you know I don't lie. Remember about you used to run, but you can't hide. Boys, the plan go this way. I wanna blow Trigger Man back to yesterday. Nardo, I want you to go to his house. Ring his doorbell and punch his wife in her mouth. Drag her by the hair into the street. Tie a rope to the bubble of the end to her feet. Drag her with the car till they turns back. Oh, and Nardo, keep that broad abandoned. Alright, I want the car, throw her back in the yard and tell her, fuck that cat, sends his regard. Alright, dogs, here's what we'll do. Red money goes straight to you know who. Who bucks can camp that heartless hound and tell him that it's time that he leaves this town. On your way back, bring me his son. Lock him in the trunk, yeah, that should be fun. And so Bugs knows he has to lose. Have his son fitted for cement shoes. Then drag him from the river, throw him back in Bugs' jaw with a note around his neck saying Trigger Man's hard.
That's what we need to be doing to these motherfuckers.
For goodness sake, stay tuned for after this commercial break. Commercial break. Got it.
That whole quadrant.
Got it right here. Now this battle goes on for quite a while. Tricky's wife is hurt bad. Bugs loses a child, but nevertheless, this contest of power is getting more critical by the hour. With my feet on my gas, really button my hat. Bugs can't say the time. I dropped this man. Trigger fixes his grill. My last words were clear. I said, boys, it's time to get busy out there. So we loaded up my nigga with our gangland members. Some with Uzis in their hand, riding on the fender. Police was I was on the alert. Cause in a little while, I will be going berserk. Yes! Yes, it's showtime. No showtime, it was like a ghost town. We gon' roll up, the distance we're safe. Bumps to third, trigger to fifth place. 9mm cock in the air, was the siren of the lousy cops. That doesn't matter, move on my Uzi and rat-a-tat-a-tat-a. Trigger yell scatter, my posse dispersed and the spray that went back 1-2 times first. Rat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat-a, boom! Boom! On the song, they were safe to assume being held in the hands of Elliot Ness. Standing on the roof with the badge in his chest, he said, alright boys, fill up his hair, so let's drop those weapons, put your hands in the air. I came up alone, a punch and can, put my hands in the air, who is this man? with this. When I paid off the boss, what they said when I missed? No, you couldn't be arresting me. I own the boss, the judges, and any jury. I'm the one that rules. I make commands. Somebody tell him who I am. Bucks can. Now look, Mr. Ness, you must be new. A flat-footed, pointy-ass stink punk screw. The Filthy Trigger Man has one thing to say. You better get off that roof and be on your way. So don't waste your time arresting me, cause on your paycheck inside Trigger Man's bill. I'm above the law, so don't feel cheated. Mr. Next, pull an egg in your shoe and beat it. Shout. If you're a tree, stay where you are when you get out. And if anybody runs, you boost, I'll cook 'em. Gave a smile to his boys and then said, "Hook 'em, hook 'em, hook 'em, hook 'em, hook 'em, hook 'em."
That was a shit back in the day. I know that was a shit. Y'all gotta get that was a shit back in the day. Oh shit. I got 4 songs before I get up out of here. I got this one. Oh, no rights and not a... Tell these niggas that keep wanting to tell our goddamn history. You niggas ain't got no place in history because your ass was motherfucking here.
Shut up.
Okay. What's up? Shut up.
Okay. What's up? Shut up. Okay. What's up? Shut up. Okay. What's up? Right around in my brand new 99 photo Volvo. I got a pocket full of leaves. They ain't got no place to go though. But all my boys they know though. That's for sure though.
Are those bigger boy jeans you're wearing?
Hell nah, you know they told. I've been used again, accused again. This time been wrong with y'all, but something done by one of my youth friends. Soon as they seen the mess, hate the season was in. Hell, cause they feeling me, but not understanding they reason being. But I'm the man for this. While y'all was doing fine, I was doing time, just praying for this. Locked up, make a plan for this. Without all that fancy. Way too advanced for this. Got polo socks, tank tops, and drawers up under my pants. Shut up, okay, what's up? Shut up, okay, what's up? Shut up, okay, what's up? Shut up,
That's the Lee and her motherfucking ass stuff.
Okay,
what's up? Shut up.
Okay, what's up? Shut up, okay, what's up? Shut up, okay, what's up? Shut up.
Okay, who's the baddest? Been real, been rich, been had this. Big biz, big houses. That's right, okay, I've been down with Trey. Okay, that makes sense to me, cause if your money ain't right, you speaking French to me. Miss Tree, don't play with me. Or you can say Miss, it's okay with me. You need a grant to speak to me. Okay, now you sure you wanna speak with me? Okay, you better be for sure, cause I done left like you stuck before. Okay, you can ball with me since you hot and I spend it all with me. Okay, I know the sun. Okay, I ride, shut up.
Okay, what's up? Shut up, okay, what's up? Shut up, okay, what's up? Shut up, okay, what's up? What's up? CEO got a verse in the book of thugs. So when I come through, show me love. If you buy that float and raise it up, got that phone and blaze it up. I got 2 rolls in the flat. Late night, I'm ready to bust. Are you okay? Look like you got a lot to say. Okay, come with it. He high, what you do that for? Me and money, my bender hit it, bender split it. Okay, playboy, you say boy, don't need much, bring your around, see. Y'all better put with me, shut up. Okay, what's up? 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 Shut up.
Hey, boy, what's up? What you got the slap in your head or your gun? What's up with the keys to the truck? Your old nigga say you got bees in the cut. What's up with the safe with the combo? Open it. Combo, station. What's up with your Haitian? Play got birds in the safe house waiting. What's up? Where you start the D? I ain't got but the quarter key. You better not be playing me. You gon' bleed that. You understand me? What's up? You ready to go? You wanna tuck kiss with the blue fofo? What's up? Say something. You go cry. You ready to spray something? Gunplay, how I got the stripes. 2, 4 pins, turn out the lights. Gunplay, how I got the stripes. 2, 4 pins, turn out the lights.
Okay, what's up? Shut up. 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 Okay. What's up? Shut up. Okay. What's up?
Shut up.
Okay. What's up? Shut up.
Man, I love my people, y'all. Ain't nobody goddamn it doing it like us. Nelly, okay. What's up? Shut up. Shut the fuck up, bitch. This ain't nothing about you. None of you hoes.
What's up with all y'all true niggas? Be truettes and Devin Miller. It's your
Don't
motherfucking
play
cover.
none of the music I'm playing.
Of the motherfucking team. What's up, Big Boss, nigga? I got C Murder with me. LD, Silk the Shock, Big Mo, Big B. You know what? Big Man. We know limit soldiers. Big Pope. We know limit soldiers. 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 Oh, nigga. So bitch, get your mind right. Cain and Abel. Bitch, get your mind right.
We know them and so they know it.
I thought I told nigga, I'm busting it low. I'm hitting them down with jokes. Y'all niggas on the road. Got your hoe on the scope. Bitches watching me, jocking me, niggas blocking me, cocky, cause I'm the hardest motherfucker out here rocking. I got the game in shades, got the niggas in blaze. I got them hoes on the raise because the nigga get paid. I got niggas from coast slanging my dope. Got niggas and G's and rolling keys to record stores. Get paid with potatoes. Niggas hard and taters. Niggas turning the taters, but niggas living like potatoes. Get chopped up in games. Niggas running my name. Master P up in chain. Izzy Davies a man, but I be hustling. Niggas ain't trusting, I'm a soldier. That's why niggas ain't trusting no bitch or no nigga. Or no sucker. Fiend or no clucker. But ready to hustle with boulders. Bigger than your shoulders, running from the rollers, gone on that doja. Cowards despise, soldiers we ride, killers with attitudes but ready to die. Cause chickens get plucked, hoes get fucked, turkeys get stuck, and niggas get cut. Ready for combat, my cat with my whole head, strapped with my crew and my niggas in all that. Down for whatever, niggas straight rowdy. Ask anyone from America, they'll tell you we rowdy. Soldiers out there tank, bustin', don't think. Who's your life do you blank? Fucking with them soldiers on the tank. Cause we know limit soldiers. I thought I told you. We know limit soldiers. I thought I told you. We know limit soldiers. I thought I told you. We know limit soldiers. I thought I told you. We know limit soldiers.
They know we know limit soldiers. Goddammit, the wild motherfucking Indians.
Let's get ready to rumble. Them niggas stumble. You know what? Let them blow. Fuck it. Got death. Ready to go to war? Let's go. We killing killers. Fuck killing killers. Fuck it. No limit soldiers. Now picture me falling down here. I stay fucking true. Nigga, fuck it. Nigga, do ya? Nigga, I come to life and I see all you look like pretty cool. Gangsta fight, nigga. Choose the game, nigga. Stay fucking pulling trigger. Fuck up all y'all niggas. Cause so fucking TRU. Represent. I thought you knew. Killers, killers, killers. All I be around. Nigga, fucking fool. About face. There's no limit soldier. 1 to the 2 to the 3. Nigga, I try to told you. Everybody go out. While I load up this right. Attention! Now all my soldiers start fighting. It's time to go deep cut. You the weapon like Danny Glover. Smother like Jelly. Ready. Go deep like Jim Cannons. Get fucking all y'all busters. Open up y'all belly. If you playing bitches, well we ain't. I heard we had drama, motherfucker. Put up the beds and now we drive the tank. That's all I want to be was a soldier. All I want to be was a soldier. Soldier. No limit soldiers. I thought I told you. We no limit soldiers. I thought I told you. We no limit soldiers. I thought I told you. We no limit soldiers. I thought I told you. I'm a no limit motherfucking soldier till I die. We run this place and I say the same shit with a gun up in my face. I ain't scared to die, bitch. Like I said before, ho. Third walk, I'm from that motherfucking Cali. Project supported worldwide by drug dealers, transforming whippy ass niggas into killers, taking over worldwide, doing shows overseas, bringing bitches to the telly, put them hoes up on their knees, ain't fire like my motherfucking homies
gain a neighbor. No limit, the world's #1 fucking rap label. Competition get smoked like we smoking blunts. I take a player hate and knock out his fucking fronts. Dope slang, but now I'm slinging CDs, a million records. There used to be some quarter keys, true tattooed on my back, bitch. That's my clique. Ready to hop into some motherfucking gangster shit. I say no limit loud, cause we ain't scared of nobody. Organized by real shit. I say John got it, real niggas. Put your guns up if you feel me. But if you talk shit, bitch, you better kill me. Hey, Stone, I'm a hood and I'm for life. I told you. We be some motherfucking no limit true show. We no limit soldiers. I thought I told you. We no limit soldiers.
I'm about that.
We no limit soldiers. I thought I told you. We no limit soldiers.
All time, got my mind on top. Please let your thoughts be the plot. Top priorities, the family, dope and royalties. My loyalty leads with the gang of true niggas. No colors, just a bunch of ignorant motherfuckers. Trust my pen is an infrared. Hollow tips be my lyrics dipped in bed. When I send them, they split your head. Wide open, my rhyme's so fire blood, but you can't smoke nail one. Don't try to come, don't even touch the mic. My shit so tight, it's more correct than right. When I recite, absolutely, you booty assholes and niggas perpetrating behind water gun triggers. Hurry up and figure out that studio body, sketch hotties to the mouth. Who got the clout? Don't act surprised, is this that bitch from the south? Me and ex-home, you don't want no problems. Get so much respect, even your niggas call me mama. The biggest one to come, scoping out the NO, the crescent, testing, chin checking, wrecking when I'm flexing on your whole crew. Who wants to go to war with this lyrical arsonist? You're talking shit, I'll have you running for the thesaurus, cause I'm walking with the big dogs without hesitation. A lady like as ever, full of verbal annihilation, escaping, popos chasing. Wanna catch me, but they can't. I made them think, and now they too scared to run up on attack. No limit, you can start it, but we niggas is the hardest to deal with. Keeps the steel and the plastic to peel with and reach, so we can touch your ass any place and leave a bout scarf on your face. We soldiers.
No limit soldiers. I thought I told you. We no limit soldiers. I thought I told you. We no limit soldiers. I thought I told you. We no limit soldiers. I thought I told you. We no limit soldiers. I thought I told you. We no limit soldiers. I thought I told you. I thought I told you. True niggas wave your gun, show your tattoo. Soldiers for life, nigga.
Got one more song, y'all, and I'm out of here. One more song, and I'm out, child. On no rights to none of the music I'm playing. Peace, love, and light to everybody that came out and build with us. Be looking for part 2 this week. I post about Wednesday.
Life, I wonder, will it take me under? I don't know. Imagine smoking weed in the street without cops harassing. Imagine going to court with no trial. Lifestyle cruising through Bahama waters. No welfare supporters. More conscious of the way we raise our daughters. Days are shorter, nights are colder. Feeling like life is over. These snakes strike like a cobra. The world's hot, my son got knocked. Evidently, it's elementary. They want us all born eventually. Trooping out of state for a plate. Knowledge, if coke was cooked without the garbage, we'd all have the top dollars. Imagine everybody fashion, designer clothes, lacing your click up with diamond rolls. The people hold the dough, no parole.
I'll play that the next time. I'm gonna remember that.
Just some thoughts for
I'll play that Wednesday.
I take a glimpse into time, watch the flint.
Remind me Wednesday.
Imagine that.
I free all my sons. I love them, baby. Black diamonds and pearls.
Could it be if you could be mine, we both shine?
If I rule the world.
Still living for today. In these last days until it is me, paradise life relaxing, black, Latino, and Anglo-Saxon. I'm on the exchange, the range, fast, Lord drops and bass, free at last, brand new whips to crash, then we laugh in the illa path. The villa houses for the crew, how we do, trees for breakfast, dime sexes and big stretches. So many years of depression make me vision the better living, type of place to raise kids in, opening eyes to the lies, history's told foul, but I'm as wise as the old owl, plus the gold child, see a thing like I'm controlling, click holding. Tricking 6 digits on kicks and still holding. Trips to Paris, I civilize every savage. Give me one shot, I turn trike like the lavish. Political prisoners, set free, stress free. No work release, purple and breeze and jet skis. Feel the wind breeze in West Indies. I think Coretta Scott King, mayor of the cities, and reverse things to Willies. It sound foul, but every girl I meet to go downtown. I'd open every cell in Attica, send them to Africa.
I rule the world. Imagine that. You was lost on that last one.
You're my son. I love them, baby. Black diamonds and pearls.
Could it be if you could be mine, we both shine?
If I rule the world,
still living for today.
And then we'll walk right up to the sun, hand in hand. Hey. We'll walk right up to the sun.
Give our damn land.
We'll walk right up to the sun, hand in hand. We'll walk right up to the sun.
Give our damn land.
You love to hear the story, how the thugs live and worry. Duck down car seats, heat's mandatory. Running from Jake, getting chased, hung up for papes. These are the breaks, many mistakes, go down out of state. Wait, I had to let it marinate. We carry weight, trying to get laced. Flip the 8 stack safe. Millionaire plan to keep the gap with the cock hammer. Making moves in Atlanta, back and forth scrambler. Cause you can have all the chips. Be poor or rich, still nobody want a nigga having shit. If I rule the world and everything in it, sky's the limit. I push the Q45 infinite. It wouldn't be no such thing as jealousy or beef felony. Strictly living longevity to the destiny I thought I'd never see, but reality struck. Better find out before your time's out. What the fuck?
If I rule the world,
imagine that.
I free all my sons. I love them, baby. Black diamonds and pearls.
Could it be if you could be mine, we both shine?
If I rule the world,
still living for today in these last days and times.
If I rule the world,
imagine that.
I free all my sons. If I love them, baby. Black diamonds and pearls.
Could it be if you could be mine, we both shine?
If I rule the world,
still living for today in these last days and times.
If I rule the world, if I rule, I free all my sons. I love them, baby. Black diamonds and pearls. If I rule the world, if I rule the world, I love them,
baby. Love y'all. Peace, love, and light. Everybody have a masterful rest of the evening. I see y'all Wednesday.